So depending on who you are as a wrestler, some wrestlers don't mind not being used, but at the end of the day, it's a paycheck. These are guaranteed contracts, so that's guaranteed money. So hey, I'm a play by the WWE or AEW. I'm good no matter what. Some people really don't want to take that extra step to the next level for this business. So it all depends on you, really. I mean, if you want to take that extra step and be more than catering guy or backstage guy and house show guy, then you gotta take a chance on yourself. And sometimes
Hey,
that's asking for your release.
hey, no, I really love the way you put that because it's just, it's facts. Sometimes you just got to play your role and understand what's going on. And then if you're not being used, would you complain if you're just sitting at home collecting a check?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, with that being said, man, first of all, we got a lot to talk about. One, you're back on the show. Congrats. Well, we are happy. We're
yeah,
excited. We're ready to do this. We're going
hell
to talk about
yes.
maybe Charlotte returning for the Rumble. We're going to talk about Ricky Starks. And some
Yeah.
things happen on TNA and GCW. But before we get into everything else, let's go ahead and start our show.
Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
What is going on, Ringside? Is your favorite faction is back. I am your host, the founder, Marcus Hernandez. I am with my brother, the one and only, the one that makes you say, oh, damn, he's Nick Ram, but he just had a job interview, so he might be Nick Ram White because Chano Hayes, Chano Theory, Chano the God thinks he might be mixing up something else, but we have a new nickname in from our viewers, whose name is Brandy Savage. He says this week we have to add Mr. Tommaso Chano to the nickname to the nickname category.
I'm not gonna hold you. I hate it, but it's low key fire.
Okay, Tommaso Chano it is. We have Tommaso Chano in the building, and fellas.
Jeez, does that make me Johnny Gargano in this situation?
Yeah,
Ooh.
it does.
I'm Nick Ram Wrestling.
You're Nick Ram Wrestling.
I'm Nick Ram Podding.
You're Nick Ram Podding. Everybody, Ringsiders, if you have been following us on social media, X to be more discreet, we've been posting some hints and some things, right? We posted a tombstone with the date that has today's date on it, 1/23/25. If you read it backwards, there was a math equation. If you did that math equation, you got 216. If you took 216 days away from 1/23/25, you came up with the date 6/21/24. And that was the last time we had the one and the only Mr. Zombie King
Yo, what's
with
up,
us
y'all?
on the panel. And now
I'm
he's
sorry
back.
for Mr. Riddler, co-founder over here, founder. With the I got confused with the numbers, but yeah, I'm back.
It was his return. He's like, "Is it even me at this point?"
What's that? What?
I
Who's
just,
returning here?
I just
The
wanted to
math
make it.
teacher?
I just wanted to make it fun. You know what I mean? It just wanted to be a little bit of fun. I wanted everybody to try
Yes.
and guess it. I knew I had to tell the rest of the crew that after Nick Ram tweeted, it was like, "Oh, I work here. I don't even know what the hell's going on." I was like, maybe I should tell them.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit.
Just
I
a
got a
little bit.
text. I got a text message saying I need to pick up the Zombie King from the airport. He's coming back from his undisclosed location this week. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, man. They were nice enough to pay me a paid vacation.
Yeah, facts. That's 100%.
261 days. Ain't that some shit?
200.
What else you getting that days, bro?
216 days. I ended up having the guys started giving me some money so I could pay off the credit card because he was walling out, my guy. But we're happy. We're happy that you're back. We're happy that you're in your seat.
I was in Upstart,
Yes.
the main office, taking out personal loans Because I'm giving my whole
Love right there.
paycheck
That's
to
love.
Marcus.
Well,
What
I mean,
else
yeah.
you gonna get a paid vacation, y'all?
All right. Let's where do we go? We went to Barbados, Madagascar. You did
All
all
over
of
the
it.
place.
All over the
Yeah,
place. He was
man.
all over. What was your favorite place?
Bumblefuck Nowhere. That's where.
Oh yeah,
where I like
damn.
to go. Yeah.
That's where you had that triple threat,
Expensive.
right? Is that where you had
Yeah.
that triple threat? Yeah, with Kurt Angle and
Al
dude,
Snow. I don't know
Al
why,
Snow.
but Al Snow was there.
Yeah, it was so weird.
I
It was
don't know
so
who
weird.
booked them, but
Al Snow
it
and
was
Kurt
there.
Angle.
You can't
Once in a
watch that match.
lifetime,
You
bro.
can't watch that match anywhere.
Can't
You have
watch
to
it.
have a special link that the Zombie King has to send to you. So
That's
if you
it.
want that link, go ahead and follow him on all his socials. He will give that out at the end of the show. So just stay tuned, and you will get
It's
to
a
watch that
free
triple threat.
a $200 fee for the link. So
Hey, 200.
I'll send you the cash app.
Brandy Savage wants to know, how was your 216-day vacation?
It was good. It was
Brandy
nice.
Savage is on a vacation right now too, y'all. So
Say Brandy on close to 216 too. He trying to beat that record.
I know, bro. trying to be the Roman Reigns of this comp with
no.
vacation.
Brandy's not at 216 yet. I don't even think he surpassed like 80 yet. He hasn't hit there yet. He's gonna try, but I don't think he's gonna get there.
It's his first title reign, bro. Leave him alone.
He's going for it.
Fair enough. Other than that, fellas, what's going on? How was everybody's week?
It's going good. I can't even complain.
Yeah, man.
It's all right. I mean, what is it? Thursday, almost Friday.
It is. It's always Thursday when we're live.
Always.
Yo, your
Thursday.
boy. Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. So I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but your boy's been having a tooth issue. I finally got my root canal, but my dentist, I swear to God, he looks like Swerve. He looks like Swerve Strickland. I did a double take.
He didn't give you the double stomp, right?
No,
As long as you didn't give you the double stomp, he was good.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, Britt Baker got to Swerve Strickland and he had a career change. He's DMD now himself.
Your dentist was like, whose dental office?
Bro, it was insanity. Fucking
Oh,
put a
so
big
cool,
ass
though.
needle.
You sent that picture. I was like,
ooh.
ooh. When you sent that picture, I was like, ooh, that looked rough. I was like, I don't think he's gonna make it for tomorrow's episode. And now look at him. He's out here. He's yatting away.
I don't know why fucking dentist's office, they got these big scary ass fucking needles. Mad brolic with double finger syringe to go inject it. It's like,
right, why do
you
you need your
that?
whole forearm for this, sir?
Facts. It was like, you feel that? I was like, a little bit. My wife made dinner. I was eating on one side. The food came out on the other. It was crazy.
That's why I hate the most.
You didn't have to use a straw?
Nah. I try to eat like a big boy. Me and Grayson looking at each other's tables like, oof. We made it.
Well, fellas, let's just jump right into our show. Everybody, something incredible happened Sunday, which was really weird. Because it usually doesn't happen, because my guy usually is just like, I'm not watching wrestling on Sundays, especially if it's not a major pay-per-view or major card or anything like that. But I texted in the group chat that I was watching something that Nitram was like, yo, I want to watch. Where are you watching it? But then we found out that Chano Hayes, Tommaso Ciano, was watching a TNA pay-per-view.
Ooh.
And I was shocked. I was really shocked when he texted the group chat. It was like, yo, what are they using, an iPhone to record this? Because
I felt mad left out. It was like, it was a great match. I turned it on. It was the GOAT, Mike Santana. You know what I mean? So, but I was like, oh my God, what is this? This is some bullshit.
Man.
Yeah,
the way
go ahead.
Bro, they had it. My biggest thing with TNA, right? Like, listen, I understand that wrestling is staged. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say fake, because wrestling isn't fake. It's staged.
Thank
right? It's theater work.
Yes.
So yes. I understand that. I understand that wrestlers have to protect themselves from certain moves. I understand it, because if they go on willy-nilly, really doing this shit hard body, somebody's dying. Right?
Okay. Right.
So I understand that. But at least sell me the lie. My man's had the iPhone like this, seeing the move, and I'm seeing Josh Alexander put both his hands up and the move not even connecting on it. I'm like, what is this?
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Who's the cameraman? I'm like,
he was trying. You know what I mean? Honestly, when we were at WrestleCade, right? We were at the pay-per-view. Ram was like looking across the ring. He was just like, "Is that an iPhone up there? Is that what they're streaming off of?"
But that's GCW. I swear to God, GCW
Yo,
streaming
I
off
mean,
an iPhone.
some of these iPhones are like top notch, bro.
Yo, for real.
Apparently.
These iPhones are like top notch now. It's crazy.
And let me ask you, because your father ran his own promotion. He was recording stuff. Would he
Yeah.
get mad at the cameraman if they caught stuff like that?
I mean, if you had like the proper equipment with like, if you made it look good, I mean, you get the special thing with the lights and all that. All right, you can pass it through. But if you're just out there like,
It's not no.
it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna
No,
work.
I'm not talking about the equipment, right? Because they're probably using some high end shit. But like you showing like WWE when they do a move like in a turnbuckle, they'll cut to the angle to see what the station is, and then they'll switch to the other side. So they see the impact of the move, and it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
carnage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In TNA, they just stood at the angle, and I literally saw Alexander move and protect himself, which is fine. Good to know. Safe workers. Love that. You know what I mean? But sell me the lie.
Right. Now, facts,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Sell it to me. It's like if you put somebody through a table, but you see the padding underneath the table, to be like, oh yeah, they're good regardless.
Like,
No, sell me the
that was
carnage.
probably what he was all right.
Yeah, but it was his last match. You know what I mean? He was probably like, "I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go to a place that actually knows how to wrestle and sell." Not saying that the people in that team.
The wrestling
The wrestling isn't bad. The wrestling isn't bad.
was not.
It was the
bad.
production.
No, it was pretty good.
It was the production of the show.
production.
It was
Yeah.
production of the show. Absolutely.
Sucked.
Yeah,
Sucked
production did.
absolutely.
Production did suck. It was incredible to even know you were watching, right? Because I didn't even think that you were watching, but he did.
Yeah.
Felt
So-
left
Enjoying
out.
it?
He said, hold on. I want to watch. Did you enjoy it though overall? Besides the production of the show, did you enjoy?
It was a good show. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was.
Would you tune into the next one?
I'm looking into going into Slammiversary up in the UBS Arena in New York.
Oh yeah, that should be a good show.
I want to go to.
Damn.
Yeah, I want to go to.
He watched
a
it. Now he's
TNA.
about to attend one. I've been gone a long time.
And I ain't gonna lie. TNA pay-per-view tickets are like $35. Me and Marcus both went to one.
I'm about to go.
They like $35, bro.
Facts.
And seat yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, we
Wrestling
in
that
tune.
you can afford.
Bro, we in tune, brother. That's the wrestling. That's the wrestling I like going to now. You know what I mean?
It was we paid for the
Yo.
tickets, and the guy was like, we got in. He was like, the first 6 rows is VIP. Other than that, wherever you want to sit.
Feel free.
Bro,
we were in the 7th row.
Bro, I tell you this right now, bro. Because Raw's coming to MSG sometime in March, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And, I'm a big Knicks fan, and Knicks tickets are expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those Raw and MSG tickets were so expensive, it made me buy Knicks tickets.
Oh damn. He was a matter of fact. These tickets ain't that bad. They ain't that bad.
Listen,
Man.
I'm going to Madison Square Garden. I don't care who's playing, who's doing what.
I don't know.
Yo, bro, I swear to God. I was thinking, I was like, $400 $450. I was like, let me see these Knicks tickets.
Like those WrestleMania ticket prices that got announced.
I'm not going to Mania. I wasn't going to Mania before the prices came out. I'm still
I think
now.
probably all Raws now is going to be expensive. That's because it's on Netflix.
How about you, Niran? You were in the group chat as well. TNA Genesis. How do you feel about it?
Oh man, so I have a soft spot for TNA. I've always had a soft spot for TNA. So growing up, it was like I always say this. It was the first AEW for me. TNA is not it anymore. I feel like their roster is 7 people. Like I can name 7 people, and I guarantee you that was their whole card. They're losing talent, which I think is where this WWE thing comes in handy because they can fill in those spots. But at the end of the day, it didn't feel like TNA. It felt like, honestly, an NXT or Evolution or something that WWE wanted it to be. The most TNA thing that happened didn't even happen on the TNA show. It happened on GCW. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we're going to get into that. But so it's fine. You know what I'm saying? We saw a great match with Jordan Grace because she's wrestling Tessa Blanchard, who's a phenomenal wrestler, but a racist. We saw Mike Santana, who had a fabulous match and pretty much got handed the keys of being the new face of TNA. You know, we saw Joe Hendry take the title, and now he's he's gonna start, his reign of, this era of TNA within the company of WWE, and it's fine, but it didn't feel like TNA. It low key felt like a WWE product, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not what I would I watch the next TNA pay per view. Maybe, you know what I mean? It's one of those things.
All right. I feel that. I'm for one man. I thought I'm with China. I thought the show was great. The wrestling on everything. The wrestling was awesome. You know what I mean? The fuck you Tessa Blanchard. I was in my house. Fuck you Tessa. You know what I mean? She's a racist. You know what I mean? She's a piece of shit. I don't care. I'll say it. But it was a great show. Everything was cool. The only thing I gotta say is like my guy China. I feel like sometimes I had to like tilt my head over to see the camera straight because I guess old boy with the phone was like he was too into the match himself.
That happens a lot.
Somebody was like, "Yo, turn the camera straight." Oh, yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? But other than
That happens all the time.
Zombie King, like the Knit Ram mentioned. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but Knit Ram mentioned your father used to run a promotion, LWO, that was pretty successful for its time while it was away or while it was there, right?
Yes.
If you had a talent on your roster that you probably didn't have plans for later down the line, his contract is coming up, you're about to make a huge partnership with a big company, and then they do this at another show. My question to you, sir, is did PCO overreact, destroying this title at another pay-per-view, GCW, destroy the title, all because he was upset because the man did not get re-signed? He is no longer going to be wrestling with TNA, and his future endeavors is all gone. Do you think this was an overreaction, and do you think this was disrespectful to the belt, let alone the promotion itself?
I mean, it's not the first time we've seen a title gets, I guess we can say, disrespected on a different company. I mean, I can feel what PCO means because at one point, not a very long point, a short point, he was running TNA. He was like the main story. He was.
Yep.
So to just release him or be like, yeah, we're good. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to say paying homage to what he did or anything like that because it wasn't like, oh my God, the best run in the world. But he did help. Like, he did put some eyes into TNA. So I can understand why he feels disrespected in that point. But look like the company's going. They're going, oh, I want to say mainstream, but mainstream with that partnership with WWE. Does he really fit that category, that picture, that mold for WWE? Right. Does he work like that? Is he like, I don't know, no personal relationship? Is he hard to work with? Is he, stuff like that? So who knows why they release him? But to just release him nonchalantly when at one point he was one of your top guys, I don't agree with that.
No, I mean, yeah, 100%. Like you said, the dude was running TNA for a little bit. He was hot. But also, like you said, does he fit this new era that like TNA is trying to go into? Right? He's a gimmick, and gimmicks are dying in the sport of wrestling. Truly are. If you have a gimmick and you can make it work, you could be over the top, right? But how many gimmicks do you see right now in the sports of wrestling? We only see wrestlers. We're seeing Go ahead.
And I think the only gimmick, not the only gimmick, but the main gimmick where he's really a gimmick, he's not I mean, he's a wrestler, but he's a gimmick. It's Joe Hendry. I mean, he can wrestle, yes. Is he Seth Rollins, that caliber?
No.
But he's over. His gimmick is over. So you can be a gimmick. You just gotta do it.
Gotta do it right.
Because if it's not, you're
right. Look at Toni Storm. You know what I mean? Look at Toni Storm. She took it to 1,000%, and it worked. It was amazing.
For a short run, the White Six.
Yeah. The White Six. Yeah. Exactly. John, before we get to Knit Ram, because we already know how Knit Ram feels. He's been cussing us out all week about this. How do you feel about PCO? Do you feel like this was Did he overreact? Should he be a little bit more grown about this?
I feel like he should be an adult. He's 57 years old. Why are you acting like that for? You're a grown ass man. Nah, respectfully. Like
I mean,
you're grown. It's not like he wasn't released. His contract was up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Contracts expire all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they still kept the strap on him. And they were gonna give him his last match to drop the belt. For what? Now what do you think you was gonna do? You was gonna write off a TNA, another contract? WWE was gonna sign you when you were 60? For what? You're 57 years old. You should be happy and grateful you were still wrestling on a grand stage like this in the first place. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds fucked up. And I know that sounds fucked up, but at the same time, you're a grown man.
I mean, I think you're right. It's not too fucked up, but yeah, like look at your age and look what you're doing. Like not everyone's doing that.
Bro, your gimmick was a zombie gimmick. Like you didn't talk, you grunted.
Whoa.
It was a Frankenstein gimmick.
I don't claim him. I don't claim him as a zombie. He's not a zombie bite.
My fault.
But yeah, zombie bite.
Listen, he was a Frankenstein. You know what I mean? They gave him a gimmick where he can't talk and he can't put himself into a corner. My first thing my man went to GCW, opened his mouth and started smashing the belt. Second of all, why the hell would anybody sign you to a match or give you any type of prestige after that dumb shit on live television? You're a grown ass man. Handle your business in house. You know your contract was coming up. You shouldn't. You're like, okay, yeah, we really not.
He's an active champion though, Chano.
Okay, you make him drop the belt at his last fight. Like, thank you. Like, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, you could do that. He could put somebody over.
He also wasn't.
100%.
To be fair, he's made this clear. He also wasn't aware the partnership was going to happen. As an active champion, he's somebody who should have known.
No, bro.
No, that's not his role, bro. That's not his role. He's not office personnel, bro. He's a contract. Yeah, he's a worker. He's a contracted worker. Does your job tell you anytime that the office personnel is about to do something crazy? No.
Yes, I know every time we get new HR.
Yes,
that's different, bro.
That's HR daily.
It's different, right?
Fucking problem child, bro. I'm telling you, as a regular employee, you do not know everything that be going on with your big thing. For example,
100%.
my job is separating from the big thing, and we going under a name change. You think I know what the name change is? Hell no. I'm gonna know the day they announce it publicly.
But are you a legend like PCO is?
Bro, he's a 57-year-old grown grandpa. He has grandkids.
To go as
it's a known fact. Fact that he has working issues with Triple H, and Triple H just doesn't want to sign the guy.
Okay, why would Triple H want to sign a 57-year-old man?
100%. Look what they did with Ric Flair when he hit that age. He was like, your next match is your retirement match. When he had to wrestle every match and he had to win every match, so he wasn't forced to retire. What are you going to do? Make him do that storyline for like a week?
No, he doesn't need to do Jeff Jarrett. I agree with you. I agree with you there. My point is, you don't treat legends. Someone who's been this man.
Yes, I do agree with that. He did.
This man was super loyal to a company that was been failing for the last 8 years. You know where he's been for 8 years? Helping them achieve to where they get. Without PCO, you don't get this WWE deal.
But all right,
that's not true.
That's
not true at all.
PCO directly helped with that WWE deal.
No, I have a question for Nick Ram. All right, give me a match. Not like a hardcore weapon. A match that was at least 3.5 to 4 stars with PCO.
Name your top.
He just beat AJ Francis for the digital championship.
And what was the quality of the match?
What
was the quality of the match?
It wasn't that great. And I look, I get it, guys. I'm not saying PCO is in the right. I'm just saying you don't treat legends in
I do agree with that.
Someone who has been loyal to your company, someone who's been loyal to your company should have known we have no plans for you. He got blindsided. He wasn't part of the original pay-per-view of the crossover. He is an active champion. All your other champions were there. Every single champion but PCO was scheduled for that show, Chano.
They want to double book him. They didn't want to double book him.
He didn't take the booking until after the show was already announced. That is a fact.
Why?
That's why he was so upset.
You know why? Because his contract expired already. He was already a free agent.
He's still an
They're
active
like,
champion. Why not have his last match on that pay-per-view? Why not have his last match on that pay-per-view?
Why are you trying to muddy your pay-per-view for?
Mm-hmm.
Look, you can't even argue that. Name your top 3 PCO matches.
I like to believe that if you're loyal to something for so long, it should pay off. That's how I like to believe.
I do agree with that.
He wasn't there for that long.
He wasn't there for that long.
8 years.
He was there for 2. He was there for 2 years. What are you talking about?
Not concurrent.
22 matches, 2 years.
Bro, he was there from 2020 to 2024, and then he was God knows where else.
He quit. No, he quit. He went there in 2020. He quit for 2 years. He left because he didn't like creative.
And then a pandemic issue.
No, he went back.
Make people talk.
He went back when Scott. Eyes. No, he did. He brought eyes. I give you that 100%. He did everything they needed to do. Scott D'Amore wanted him to come. No, Scott D'Amore wanted him to come back 100%. But he was only there. He only wrestled active for 2 years in TNA, and for you to sit there and say it takes 2 years for you to become a legend in a company is crazy, Nick Ram.
It takes 2 years for you to be loyal in a company that is failing.
It does not. No, it does not.
And if my job was to tell me, "Hey guys, we don't know if we're gonna make it 2 years," and I stood there 2 years,
bro, you want to quit every day.
We got a big merger, on the 3rd year. And they were like, "Yo, Nitram, by the way, we ain't gonna hire you no more." I'd be like, "Yo, I stood when y'all were closing the doors."
I'm not gonna hold you. If you was 57 and they told you that, Nitram, I'd be like, they have every right to tell you you're not in that company's future. You're not even in your own future right now. Go home and enjoy yourself.
With that being said, man, Boom Broadcasting is welcoming back the Zombie King. Mouthing off of Mike is in the chat. He says, we have Rick 8-Bit. Rick 8-Bit says PCO did mess up, and I agree. He said, didn't PCO not have a contract? If there was contract talks, there was contract talks. If they said, yeah, we're going to resign you, But once the merger happened and the partnership happened, if somebody who was higher than everybody else at TNA was like, yeah, that guy's not coming.
I mean, yeah.
Nick Ram's the only person in that conference room going.
Look, all I'm saying is,
PCO.
hold on. Let's.
Nick Ram's like, hold on. Where's PC? I don't see his name.
But hear me out here. Trent Seven just re-signed, right? So there was a chance of him leaving. That's probably one of your biggest wrestlers. Jordan Grace is gone. She was your number 1 merch seller. Josh Alexander, who was considered the face of TNA, is gone. So you're telling me people are leaving your company. People do not want to deal with your company right now. Speedball Mike Bayley, gone. People don't want to deal with your company, but you're not going to re-sign an active champion? Someone who loves their job? Someone who's happy to say, I wear this brand with pride?
Yeah, but how much money am I going to put into you?
How much am I going to have to pay you?
Yeah, and how much money are you going to bring out?
Bro, I'm looking at his last 11 matches.
Bro, this man, you know why they did it? Because they knew this was going to happen. They must have known that this dude was childish. I'm just going to say he was childish. The way he acted was childish at GCW. That should have never happened. That was very unprofessional from a professional wrestler.
You know what? He bumped the ratings at GCW.
Then, who gives a fuck about GCW? After that, you go on Twitter to say that you were supposed to main event WrestleMania?
Did he say that?
Didn't say you turned down AEW 4 times?
Did he say that he's supposed to main event WrestleMania?
Bro, yes.
Martin, you're supporting a delusional old man. He has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
He's
first off, he was talking about back when he was in WWF as the Quebecers. I can't even say it correctly. The Quebecers. It was a Canadian group. They eventually became the Mounties, but they dropped him. And before that, but my thing is, and we can move on after I say this statement. Okay. He didn't even hit the title. Okay, the man got bad aim. He hit the chair 6 times. He tried so hard. So why he bumped the rating?
Yo, I'm not gonna.
You gotta work yourself into a shoot, brother.
I'm not gonna hold you. The funniest part about you going in is like all these people are leaving. You think ownership is like, at least we got PCO.
Here's some of his accolades, and then we'll start moving on. Right? Okay, he's Ring of Honor World Champion, Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, Ring of Honor Trio Champion, TNA Media Digital Champion, TNA International Champion. He's a WWE 3-time Tag Team Champion. He is a WWE World. He has a world title match. He doesn't say there, right? PCO versus Brett. He says was match of the year.
He said,
I'm just reading it off his Twitter. I'm just saying, right? Okay. He says he was WCW Hardcore Champ. I believe him on that. He was NWA Tag Team Champion on the Crockett. He was the Crockett Cup winner. Come on now. You're gonna sit there and tell me that this
Crockett Cup winner.
This is on the 90s.
Look, I'm gonna be
Minus
honest,
the-
guys. I'm gonna be honest, guys.
championship.
I just pray this man doesn't show up on AEW.
He will.
Just
I can't wait.
pray.
I can't
He
wait
will.
to show up in AEW and you got to defend
I
him
want- yeah,
weekend
man.
basis.
Why not? You know what? He wouldn't be bad for AEW.
He
Yes,
would.
he would be.
will.
The Frankenstein
Yes,
gimmick. He's
Old
terrible.
people are really bad right now. And I've been
Yeah, he
watching-
wouldn't.
I've
Him
been
and
watching
him and
AEW.
Chris Jericho can kill it, bro.
Oh
They
my
move
God.
the same.
Bro, and PCO was just like, hi guys.
They got the same
I
body
would die.
shape.
I ain't going front. PCO goes,
Okay.
hi guys. I would die.
Okay. It wasn't WrestleMania. I lied. It wasn't WrestleMania. Okay. Here's what he tweeted. And this is from his actual Twitter. He said, I turned down AEW 3 times since 2018. He said, I was scheduled to face Kenny Omega on the first ever Double or Nothing in Vegas as the main event. He said, so you know what I did? I signed a 3-year deal with ROH.
That's
What?
not like a personal problem, sir.
Right. You sound like an idiot. You had a chance to main event with
PCO, you turning down Kenny Omega matches to go to a dying company, ROH. You just like dying companies. Never mind. We can move on. That man is as dying as his gimmick is. I'm done with it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Hey,
man.
my boy
But
Ricky,
you know what?
he
But if
said
he wants to wrestle Zombie King. What's up?
Rick,
He wants to
Rick
wrestle Zombie
said,
King. I got 100 on Zombie.
What's up?
Rick said NetRam just talking like a Party City employee who just hit 3 years.
I love my job.
Oh, man.
I love that
Let's
shit.
move on. Let's
Closing.
let's
I
move on.
love
Let's
filling
move,
up balloons. Dude, that
let's
shit
move on
with
to
passion.
the WWE Women's SmackDown Champion Miss Tiffany Stratton, fellas. I want to know. Let's start with Chano Hayes because I know this is your girl. Has she fulfilled this babyface role yet? And do you feel like if she doesn't fulfill the role, people are gonna start turning on her?
I don't.
Nah, people will love her regardless. People been screaming it's Tiffy time. You got grown men with sign that says it's Tiffy time, which is kind of crazy. My whole biggest thing is, I know this is a little jump forward, but like Nia has no desire to get her title back. She dropped her strap and immediately like, you know what? I'm gonna go fuck up Rhea.
No, facts.
Bro, she had.
Facts,
She was like,
100%.
Tiffany, I'm not even worried about sis. I'm gonna go to Raw. That's not even my show. I'm gonna go to Raw and I'm gonna go handle business real quick. She's not even worried about the
Pretty
world
much.
champion on her own show. It's crazy.
True. How you feeling, Zombie King? Do you think if Tiffany Stratton doesn't fulfill this this babyface role, you think fans might start turning on her?
I don't think she needs to be babyface. She was over as a heel, as a tweener, I guess you would say.
Mhm.
Don't change nothing. Keep doing what you're doing. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
100%. I like that. I feel like just leave her the little snobby young girl that she is, who has the gold, strapped around her
That's
waist, and
it.
she feels like she's on top. Just let her be that. Let her be that person.
I mean,
Nitram, go ahead.
go ahead. I mean, look at Rhea. She was a heel, who everyone loved. Now she's the biggest babyface. I mean, of course, she changed her demeanor a little
Mhm.
bit, but she's still Rhea Ripley. She's still vicious. She's still
Mhm.
in your face and stuff like that. So like I said, I don't think she needs to change anything.
Yeah, agreed. Nitram, you want to talk about your girl Tiffany Strat? You think you're gonna turn on her if she doesn't become a babyface?
All she needs is the right dance partner, and it don't matter who it is. You want to boo her? The right dance partner, Charlotte Flair. You want to cheer her? The right dance partner, big babyface Bayley. The right, like that's what I'm saying. She's in a position like Zombie said, where it's a tweener. If you want her to be booed, it only takes the right babyface. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
If you want her to be
100%.
cheered, it only takes the right heel, and those women are going to elevate her. She's in a great position right now as champion, where we're at a stage where these new girls are coming in, but the veterans are still around, where these veterans are going to make these women look like all-stars, whether they're heels or baby faces. And I'm real excited for this era of, the veterans showing these NXT women, because, Tiffany's to me is still an NXT woman, but showing them, you want this role? Okay, that's fine. I'm going to show you what you need to step up and take it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I see. We had some moves happen, on Monday too that we're going to speak about. But yeah, I see what you're saying. My thing is right now, I'm with Chana. Like, they had a heel for her. You had a rematch set right there in stone with her and Nia. You know what I mean? Let them have the match so we could see what happened. And Nia just said, "Okay, yeah, it's yours, I guess. Side missions for me. I gotta go do some side missions.
Well,
I gotta go to
but
Netflix."
I can see why they did that. Because if you're gonna run it back, it has to be a clean finish.
That's true.
And you right now they need Nia Jax to be Nia Jax.
Right.
So they
Right.
can't have, no offense to Tiffany Stratton, someone like Tiffany Stratton beat Nia Jax clean.
Why not
Right.
though?
Because
Because
Nia's sitting on woman, bro.
No.
pretty
I
much.
don't care. I don't care what no one says. You get set on. You getting 1, 2, 3.
But I'm not gonna hold you though. Why not? Wouldn't that solidify her as world champion though?
It
On a
would,
honest,
but then,
on an honest thought. But that doesn't. But why would that hurt Nia? She lost to a world champion. It's not like she lost to Tiffany Stratton. No Miss Money in the Bank. No
But
world
technically,
champion.
but it's a little different. And I see where Zombie King is coming from. It's different because Tiffany didn't win clean. She won with the Money in the Bank, and that's not winning clean.
She won with a KOD. That's not even her move. Like
no, she
Bianca
still hit
had
the
to.
moonsault.
No, I'm
She
saying
still hit the
Bianca,
She did
but
the moonsault.
Bianca
She
had
still
to
hit her
lay the
move.
work down.
No,
Yeah.
I know, I understand that, but wouldn't that solidify Tiffany as the actual world champion? Because I'm not gonna hold you on SmackDown. There's still nothing but heavy hitters. You still got
Mhm.
Naomi. You still got Bianca. Bailey's left to Raw.
Mhm.
You got Jade when she comes back, which
Mhm.
kind of muddied the main roster, main event picture for women, because now you have a mid card title. You know what I mean? So you
Mhm.
still have heavy hitters at the top of that division. A win over Nia would have made her seem come off a little more credible in a sense. Like, all right, maybe she can hang with Bianca. And now it's like whenever she's gonna be the underdog in all her title matches. Unfortunately, you know what I mean?
I also
Right.
think Nia's so hot right now. You don't want her to lose immediately. So like
She's
that's
in
why
what are
this.
you talking about?
But,
She's
no,
losing on Saturday.
Yeah,
but
but that
she just beat Bayley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like she set on her. Like I said, like you get set on, bro. It's 1, 2, 3. But like she easily building momentum. Oh, that Tiffany Stratton cash in. That's exactly what it was. It was a cash in. And we can all sit here and be like, yeah, she got cashed in on. You know what I mean? But it doesn't really affect her as far as being lost. You lose to Tiffany clean right now, and I'm sitting here thinking this girl can't beat Bianca after that. This girl can't beat Bayley after that.
But she doesn't need to beat Bayley. Bayley's on SmackDown. I mean, Bayley's on Raw now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Well,
wrong.
that ain't stopping her
But
from showing up.
Yeah,
But
also
I'm-
another way to look
Well-
at it is like,
Well, Rick
Like,
is saying that Nia is officially Raw.
Did she
yeah,
officially got
I think
moved?
so.
All right.
I think you just also you have Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu, right? Or Big Bronson Reed. These monster men. You kind of need those monster women too. Like
Mhm.
you can book the same the same way you're booking Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. You can book that with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. At least Rhea Ripley has that height. Like with her, she can go eye to eye with her, so it's more appealing, I guess.
I understand what you're saying, but the issue with what you just made is I love all those big guys that can move and great. They have them lose all the time. Like
Okay, got you.
I can't even
Okay,
remember
yeah.
I can't even tell you when was the last time Bronson Reed won the clean match. You know what I mean?
You talking about,
He,
bro?
he
When he put
our,
R-Truth?
yes, our truth. But prior to that, like anybody credible,
I
Bronson
mean, he
Reed has
fucked up
He
Seth
he took
Rollins.
he
Put
took
him
out
on
Braun
the
Strowman,
shelf,
but he didn't
on the
yeah, but he
shelf for a
didn't
little bit.
yeah, but
and
he
then
didn't
and then
he
he and
didn't
then he
beat
beat and then he beat his ankle.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but in a serious note,
Nah,
like
Yeah,
Bronson's
yeah.
my
no,
guy.
I know what you mean,
Bronson's
but
my
like
guy on Twitter.
Yeah, Bronson's my guy.
but these monstrous men aren't winning these matches. You know what I mean? They aren't winning the matches that matter. And I understand that it's
True.
important for the women's division, especially for Nia, who's a credible main eventer.
Hmm.
But she really could have done Tiffany justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A clean. It didn't even have to be fully clean. It could have been 90% clean. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It could have been 90. It could have been 90% clean. Somebody still get involved at the last minute. Oh, girl. I forgot her name. Gargano's wife. She could have come in trying to help. She accidentally messed things up.
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae. LeRae could have
Yeah.
messed things up, and it would have been. And that still could have been like, you know what? I beat you. I don't owe you a rematch. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
didn't. Because now you have to decide that main event. Like, damn. I guess she don't really give a f about her title. Like, she should be able to beat Tiffany with ease, and she didn't even want that. She want the harder. So that's my beef with it. But I understand what you guys are saying though.
No, I can see that too. It all depends how you write the story.
It's all about what Netflix wants.
That too.
That too. Speaking about Netflix, speaking about Bayley, Chana, you said it a little wrong. You said Bayley went to Raw, but reality she went to Netflix, right? So she is part of the red brand on both sides, I guess you could say. Is Bayley going to Raw Netflix a good call? Knit
So I thought about it, and at first I was like, it's random, and then I was like, who else is on the Raw brand, right? Like it's Rhea, it's Liv
EO.
Morgan. See, like I could before I even got to EO, I was like, it's Liv Morgan. I sat there and said, well, she has Raquel, right? And then I was like, I think
Mhm.
Zelina's still with on Raw with LWO. Like I didn't even get to control before I even like was really processing. I was like, no, they need Bayley. They need a big name. Bayley's a big name, and they're setting her up for a feud with Roxanne Perez. And if that means Roxanne Perez is going to Raw, then yeah, you need that to solidify her on the Raw brand. You need that big name. And I hate to say it, but the only other person that's going to be able to do that for Roxanne would have been Rhea, and it wouldn't make sense right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
moving her was a
Yeah.
smart choice.
Yeah, Rick 8-Bit says Bayley might be assigned to Raw, but she's feeding with Perez on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Chana, you think Bayley going to Raw was a good call?
It don't really matter to be honest. Bailey's booking is extremely weird. It's like she's like a good tweener. She could be a heel or a face. And it's like I don't like Bailey standing in the company,
Right.
and I'm gonna say that because Bailey won the main event last year. She wasn't on no promotional posters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like she did
Mm-hmm.
zero. She did zero press. You know what I mean? The whole damage control story could have been so much bigger than what it was, and it just wasn't. You know what I
Right.
mean? It just fell
Right.
flat in every single aspect because they never made Bailey's Royal Rumble win seem as big as it was. It kind
Yeah.
of felt like an aforementioned. It kind of felt like a foregone conclusion. Like, yeah, she's gonna win the better WrestleMania. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
And like Io's championship reign, like a lot of people want Io with the strap, but her championship reign last year was extremely forgettable.
Yeah,
You know,
I think one of the things, because a lot of the stories wasn't really with her. It was mostly with around her. Like all the stories was like around the championship. It wasn't really directly with EO.
It was like damage control.
Yeah,
it was damage
exactly.
control, and the story could have been bigger. You know what I mean? So I kind of don't like where Bailey's position because it's like Bailey's a company person. Like she's gonna do what's best for the business,
I think
which is great to
that's what
have.
it is.
Okay.
It
She's
goes
Yeah.
gonna
back
do.
to the question you asked in the
She's
beginning.
she's Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, she's great, bro. She's great for the business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She really is. So her on Raw is probably gonna put some people over. Personally, I would have liked Roxanne on SmackDown. Low pressure, you know what I mean? Just let her
Hmm.
Right.
feud with the girlies over there and build up from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Raw's kind of whatever.
It,
You
it,
know
is-
what I
it
mean?
is. It is whatever. It is. It's Raw Netflix week 1 and Raw Netflix week 2 have been cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
I don't like the shows.
Raw Netflix week 2 was kind of declining. I'm not gonna lie. I tuned in for Penta because that's our guy. Um, but it's getting there. Maybe Bayley can switch it up. King, how you feeling about Bayley going to Raw? Do you think that was a good call?
Yeah, I think so. Only because they need more chess pieces and more female check pieces to play with. Other than Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, because for a long period of time, that whole feud was nothing. That's all you saw. You had like a girl match here and there, but the main feud was that. Like, so they need more chess pieces to play with on that side,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're trying to bring in new up and coming NXT. They need people that can be like, okay, but I think Chance said it. Roxanne comes in and goes after Rhea, and Rhea been on this death run. It's not really building up nobody. So you
Mm-hmm.
need people. And I think Bayley right now knows her role, knows like I don't need to be the face. I don't need to be up there. I got my paycheck. I'm good. You need good matches. You need someone to hold the title for a little bit. You need someone to put this person over. No problem. I
I got
got you.
a bit of fantasy booking. Just hear me out. Bayley has been showing her face a lot on NXT. She has this feud with Roxanne Perez. I think that they're going to have a match on an NXT pay-per-view, PLE, right? Bayley's going to go over, tell Roxanne, look, like I said, you're just not ready for this yet. Royal Rumble happens. Roxanne's going to be a surprise entrance. She throws out Bayley. Roxanne will get eliminated or whatever. Maybe Roxanne might be the final four. You know what I mean? Just to build that up. She's
That'd
not
be
winning.
nice.
She's not
Yeah,
winning.
no.
Final four,
But that would
right?
be nice.
Show
Final
her
four.
face. Final four, show
Yes.
her face. Show her
I
that
agree
she's
with
there,
you.
right? She gets eliminated, right? She gets called up to Raw. They have, then she starts attacking Bayley. Then you give us Bayley versus Roxanne Perez 2 at WrestleMania, and you allow Bayley to put over Roxanne Perez, and then you shoot Roxanne Perez to start.
You know why that's fantasy booking?
Why?
Because you think in Hunter's WrestleMania, he's putting a non-title women's match.
Yeah, it's 2 nights. We got
He
2
hasn't
nights of
done it.
wrestling.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
We
I
got.
don't know.
we got
Women's
we got
wrestling.
four women
Women-
championships, bro.
Women's wrestling's hot right now. Women's wrestling's hot right now.
That's
yeah.
why he put 2 more women's titles
I
This
agree with
is
Chano
five-
here.
to
I
justify
don't know.
it, bro.
I think
He's
if you
not-
build
Two
if
two
you
women
build
matches per
Roxanne,
night.
if you
That's
build
not the
Roxanne
match.
Perez versus
That's
Bayley,
not the match. I'm telling
it
you right
might
now,
be.
that's not the match that you do at WrestleMania without a strap involved.
Because Roxanne's gonna win the Rumble.
What if it was a loser leaves
I doubt
WWE
that.
match?
It's still not going to happen. H doesn't book single women's matches if that doesn't involve a championship.
You're right. Instead he books tag team matches to be the main event.
And what he does is he does a 6-woman tag team match at WrestleMania to showcase more women.
I'm pretty
Bro,
sure.
that's Triple H.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
you're
Triple H
right.
booking. The only
You're
way
right.
he's gonna book a 1v1 women's match at WrestleMania is Jade versus Bianca. Or
Yeah.
Jade.
You don't get a
or
couple,
Bian-
maybe 4
or
ways
Bianca
or
versus Charlotte.
triple threats.
To be fair, Chano, which could have a United States Women's Championship on one of their belts. So I mean, that's not even.
Well, that would mean Chelsea Green loses, and that's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, what if
Jade
Bayley?
Cargill, it's possible.
What if Bayley wins the Intercontinental Women's Championship? Throughout the time towards WrestleMania.
Why you taking off Lyra so quick, bro?
Yeah.
Nah, because they don't care about her.
Exactly.
Well,
How'd you?
Yeah.
No, don't. Whoa, we want. No, hold on. Let me just say this. Lyra wasn't even in the notes, but I'm going to say this. Netflix fucked up. Raw fucked up. You made history. You put the title on her. The next week she's forgotten about. You don't give a fuck about her. You should have put the title on somebody else.
Yeah, I
And that's
I
that.
love Penta, but if you got a title, I mean,
did y'all ever
dude,
think that
Penta.
maybe-
I'm gonna try and make him a
No.
star, but
No, you made
Like-
history. We have seen Chelsea Green week after week after week since she's gotten that gold around her waist, bro. That was
Yeah.
history.
Social media.
That was no, even on SmackDown. She shows her
She's
face.
there.
They do not showcase their Intercontinental Women's Champion because they do not care. That's that.
It's been 1 week, bro. Let's.
She should have been on the next show. She
We'll see
should.
what-
She
At
needs
least
to
a
be
segment.
week after week, week
at least
after
a
week.
segment,
At least a segment backstage. Show her
backstage
face.
segment, something.
She
Show
had a
her
segment?
face.
She had a segment.
Mhm.
I didn't see her.
I
She had
didn't
a
see her.
segment.
I did not see
They
her.
talked
segment.
about
She had
her.
a video pack. She had a video package.
That's not a segment.
Nah,
that's not a segment. That's a video package, bro.
package.
That's
That's
a
not a segment.
segment.
That's a video
But-
package.
But that's the
That is a
problem
video
with her.
package.
A video package is not going to help. She's a great wrestler. She's a technical wrestler. She can go. But when it comes to character and connection, it's not there.
I hate to say it, but by that logic, they don't give a fuck about Gunther. Gunther
And
wasn't
that's
on the,
true.
no, but Gunther
That's
wasn't on the
true.
debut show of Raw.
That's
Let's
true.
go.
And
They
Rick
don't
just
give a
said
fuck
that.
about any
They,
of their champions on Raw.
They
Why does
don't.
Raw have
They
championships?
don't.
Let's go.
They
ADU, baby.
And I agree with
Gunther
you.
don't need it.
And I agree with you. They don't care about the World Heavyweight Championship. That's why he
No,
might be
I don't-
losing to your
I don't-
boy.
Yeah.
Yeet, come Saturday.
But
Oh,
but
and we're gonna
that's,
talk about that.
I don't think that's right because Roman's was like motherfucker went missing for more than 2 whatever days I was out for. But he was missing a lot. There is plenty of pay-per-views and shows and stuff where that championship was nowhere to be found in that building. So Gunther, I don't think Gunther really needs. I think Gunther right now is at the spot where he don't need to be on TV. He's Gunther. He's the world heavyweight champion. Once he's there, you'll feel his presence.
Okay, to be fair, as of right now, on Raw, which title do they even have? Do they have the Intercontinental or the United States for men's? Because I know damn well I haven't been seeing them.
They have Intercontinental. What are you talking about? They've been showing Bronson. They've been showing Braun. They show Braun on television. He's around.
Braun Breaker? Braun Breaker has been in the crowd. He on Raw. He's been sitting in the crowd on Raw like if he's a SmackDown spectator. That's a segment.
But they show his face.
A video package.
But
if
they're showing his face.
They showed Lyra's face. You just said that didn't count.
It's not the same. I'm talking about it's not the same.
My boy Braun Breaker has not even had a match since Netflix has debuted. He has not been on TV. He sat in the crowd like if he was on a different brand. They were like, there goes the champion Braun Breaker. Why is he not backstage?
They're building competitors for him.
He had a backstage segment last week. What are you talking about? He was on television. What I'm saying is he was at the show. Lyra was not at the show last week. She was not there. They told her not to come in. She even tweeted it. She said this. She was like, I was told not to come in. That's why everybody was like, how are you going to make history and then not even have her next week?
Yeah. They should have been there. Should have been in the crowd. Or something. I think the reason why they're not really doing, I don't know. This is just my theory. I think they're not. What I think is somewhat of a good thing, not having weekly championship matches after championship. But I feel like kind of comes redundant and means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think right now, they're focusing. Let's build these competitors because everyone knows, all right, he's a champion. He's a champion. We all know it's not gonna. If I'm watching Raw and for for any title, I know 9 times out of 10 is not gonna change hands.
Mm-hmm.
So why waste? Not waste, but why? Like this? Why? We know it's not gonna change hands on a Friday night, on a Monday night. So maybe just build these competitors, and then okay, this guy like Sheamus, right now. Damn, he's 1 title away. They're building that. So once you really watch him go for that
for Braun Breaker,
you're like, damn,
the crowd.
This might be, but at
he's
least
part of a storyline. We know he's part of a storyline.
Yeah, at least it's like when the next time we see him, it's like, oh damn, this might be a match where he lose it, where it's not just like we all know he's gonna go over and keep the belt, and it means nothing.
I'm saying.
But to your point, unfortunately, one last thing to add on that topic. Unfortunately, and they have too many belts and too little matches on PLEs to even not to even be true. You know what I mean? We can't even say the last time the tag titles were defended on a PLE outside of WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last time. These mid-card women's titles, I don't really believe they're going to be shown on PLEs either. You know what I mean? Because you got to have your world women's titles on the show, or what they was doing previously, alternating which one. Like Rhea's were defending one, and then the WWE champion wasn't. And you know what I mean? It's a weird pattern.
Yeah.
And they only have 5, and H is only doing 5 matches.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your CM Punk blood match against whoever it is at the moment. If Roman is wrestling, you have your Roman bloodline match, whoever it's against. You have your WWE Championship, your World's Heavyweight Championship, and then what they've been doing recently, when it was Jade and Bianca, your women's tag team matches, and that's not even including your women's title match. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, there's gonna have to be some title changes on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. I think title changes on TV needs to happen more often.
100%.
Before we move on to the next subject, we got Brother Hughes in the building. He says, "Good evening, fellas," and he also says, "Zombie."
What's good, bro?
What's going on? He also says that is true. Bayley was an afterthought for sure. Rick 8-Big says Bayley Roxanne is going to be at Stand and Deliver. Then you have, he said Netflix. Gunther wasn't on Netflix. We talked about that. He also said Braun hasn't been in a match since, but he's part of an active storyline. You know what I mean? He is the cream of the crop. Ludwig and Sheamus are going to battle it out to get him. You know what I mean? That's part of a storyline. They have something for him. He says, I agree. Lyra doesn't need a segment, or Lyra needs a segment, but she doesn't have the charisma that Chelsea has. Her character isn't entertaining at all. I agree with that. Rick 8-Big says, if you actually think about it, all 3 Netflix main events had nothing to do for the titles because they don't care. Because all they're worried is about the ratings. And sadly, the champions that you decided to pick doesn't bring you ratings. So, we don't know. He also said they don't have no booking direction for the women's IC title. There's no real feuds that the fans want to see, and I agree with that too. They rushed it, and they only rushed it for Netflix. Makes sense. I get it. Rick says that they booted the IC women's title match for the first Netflix. So he said the same thing. He doesn't know if Raw has actual plans for it. You put a title on somebody just cause.
Yeah.
My main issues with those mid-card titles is that except of I said last week, it's lazy because that only shows you don't know how to book women's storyline without involving championships.
Mm-hmm.
It's also caps your main event picture. You know what I mean? You only have so few women in each division. You only got like what, 8 to 10,
Yeah.
and 5, 6 of them haven't wrestled in a minute. When was the last time you seen a live match? Outside of this tournament, what was the last time you seen a Dakota match? I
That
mean,
care about.
that you care about. You not even care about. They just
Yeah.
haven't been on TV. You
I
got
don't think nobody cares about Dakota Kai though.
you got the THC weed company doing tag team and trio matches and singles matches. You know what I mean? I was gonna call them something else, but I'm trying not to be problematic tonight on Zombies Return.
Hey.
So it's like, you know what I mean? You don't know how to book women without the title being involved. And this is where I really wish they would let Shawn Michaels, Mr. HBK, be like, you know what? H, Hunter, Paul, whatever you want me to call you, senor. Let me book the women on all 3 divisions. I'll have my team help you book these women because it's a shit show. You're capping your main event picture. Your main event picture for Raw is currently Liv Morgan, a SmackDown Nia Jax, and Rhea Ripley.
But I will say, I will
Dom
add to this.
Mysterio.
I agree with
Last
Champ,
point, and then we gotta move on.
Yeah, but I agree with him. I think Triple H I'm sorry, Sean is doing one hell of a job booking these women, but I also think he's spoiled. But I think right now NXT female roster, when it comes to character and people actually caring, has the best one right now. And that's pretty much all women across NXT roster.
He said if you truly think about it, SmackDown and Raw, all the women are either in a faction or a tag team. Hit it on the spot.
Because they don't know how to book them. All right, next segment.
Let's talk about the IWC, and they're tripping. They're tripping this week because of rumor. We're not going to talk about the rumors because who gives a fuck about rumors, right? They are trying to say Jada Parker ain't it anymore. And I think they're fucking crazy.
100%.
Zombie King, give me your thoughts.
I think people are reading into real life too much, and personal life is your personal life, and her personal life is her personal life, and shouldn't affect her ring or her wrestling career.
Save
But Jada Parker's, Jada Parker is still, again, one of those spoiled, not one of the women that makes Shawn Michaels spoiled because character's there, charisma's there, wrestling's getting there. I mean, it's a lot better, but it's there. Like, she can go. There's little missteps here and there, but time they make it to the main roster, it's gonna be money.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be money by the time she gets up there. China, how you feeling about the IWC and your girl Jada Parker? You think they're tripping?
I'm gonna be honest. The IWC, they're sensitive people. They like what they like and they dislike what they like, and I'm not gonna tell them how to feel. You know what I mean?
True.
We all unilaterally hate Hulk Hogan. And if somebody was to say, separate the two, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, wildin' out. I'll curse somebody out if they told me to cheer for Hulk Hogan. So, people are obviously entitled to feel how they feel. I'm not gonna tell somebody how to feel about that predicament. I don't know.
Well, we can talk about it if they want.
I don't listen. To me personally, it doesn't bother me or affect my day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Out of sight,
One more time.
Out of sight, out of mind. It does not bother me. So I do not think about it. It does not cross my mind at all. Live how you want to live your life and leave me out of it.
Oh yeah.
True.
Just perform good. Just perform good.
Nirim, how you feeling about Jada Parker? You think she lost it?
Originally I was gonna say no comment, but no, look, so I'm very open about this. It's like Chano said with the Hulk Hogan shit, the Tessa Blanchard stuff. I'm very open about I don't like Tessa because she's a racist bully. I'm very open about this. And regardless how great I think she is in the ring, because she's a phenomenal wrestler, I'm never gonna put aside the fact that she's a racist bully. I'm never gonna like it. So I do think the IWC is allowed to feel the way they feel if Jada is not, for transport. So whatever the case is, she liked to post. I think it got stretched out of proportion. I really do.
100%.
I think she going on Twitter to defend herself made it even worse.
She doubled down.
She should have never. Yeah. She should have just left it alone.
I agree on that.
I think
Don't
she should,
acknowledge it.
right?
Mhm.
People, I think if it was just a liked post, people would have let it go eventually. But I think because she doubled down on her statement, which is nothing wrong with that. Believe what you can believe. That's fine.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You know, you have your right to believe however you believe, depending on how you were raised. She made her point. She played D1 sports. She has a personal feeling to the situation. You know what I mean? But I also think when you're in this level, in this light of stardom, where you're this close, especially for her, because let's be honest, she's one step close to the main roster. You have to be
Yep.
careful about every move you make, and you are
Yep.
aware of this. You know, it's
Talk about
not
it.
it's not something that you can just do and expect no one to find out. People are looking at your every move, especially when you're in WWE, because AEW cult fans are gonna hate on you, so they're looking for some reason to hate on you. It's the same, vice versa. The
Talk about it.
tribalism in wrestling is going to attack you regardless what you do. So at some point, you just have to play it safe.
And I'm not
Should
gonna
she
hold
have?
you.
She's allowed to feel how she feels, 100%. But to be a public face in the eyes of the public, to be this close to stardom, no, you're gonna get destroyed because you decided to do what you do and not think about the consequences. You know what I mean? At some point you had to think, well, my job's eventually gonna figure out that, and I'm air quoting here,
Yeah.
I don't support trans rights, because that's what they're attacking her for, which I'm not saying that's what she's saying,
Uh-huh.
but at a point though, if this is how the IWC is gonna perceive you, then it's no different from a Tessa Blanchard. What happens when Jada goes and starts wrestling and they start chanting she hates trans people? She has to deal with this. At some point, you have to understand that you're in a spotlight where your personal opinion needs to stay inside your personal life or have a burner account. That's where it
Don't
lies.
and don't let it see the light of day.
Right.
Get a
I mean,
burner. Don't let it see
yeah.
the light.
That wasn't
It's
even.
sad. Sadly, that's the world we're living in now. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, he has a great point. He has a real good point. Like, listen, as a professional sports athlete, you know what I mean. You're not really allowed to have an opinion like that. I'm not
True.
gonna hold you.
Let's move on and we hope nothing but the best for Jada Park over here at Four Sides of the Ring, because we truly believe that you guys
She's a
are
fabulous talent.
that she's a fabulous
Oh,
talent.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fabulous
she
talent.
she didn't do no harm. But like Mark says, is there a way that the IWC can separate performers from their characters? I'm thinking Tessa, but also the legacy of Chris Benoit. What the man did shouldn't be taken away from the character matches. Paul Heyman said it best: the wrestler Benoit, phenomenal. The person Benoit is a piece of shit.
Also, and I know, go ahead and I guess plug him. He'll never see this, but if he does, Chris Van Vliet just interviewed Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle perfectly gave an example of why that shouldn't, why you have to separate it, and it was honestly, it made so much sense after he said it. If you erase a man because of that decision, even though he doesn't condone what he did, but you're not just erasing him, you're erasing, Kurt Angle, like he said, people's best matches, because they can't talk about it now.
Right.
It's like I always say, Tessa. I don't like Tessa personally.
Yeah, we know you don't like Tessa, bro. We get it. She's a bully and a racist.
in-ring-
You don't got to keep saying it. You
But
said
her
it. You said it
in-ring-
since the beginning of the show. We're an hour and 4 minutes in.
Her in-ring abilities
Is great.
top
We
notch.
get it. We get it. But she's a racist and a bully. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
She's a racist and a bully.
Yeah, can we change the title of the episode of racist and a bully?
Let's change the subject. This is a yes or no question, and then you're just gonna give me an answer, and then we're gonna move on to a new segment.
You're gonna hear Ryan say racist and a bully. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Charlotte Flair returning at the Rumble. Yes or no, Nate Raymond, what number?
Yes. 3.
Chano Hayes?
Yes, and 30.
Zombie King?
Yes, and 1.
Ooh.
Make a statement.
You ambitious.
Ooh, make a statement.
Girl.
How many times has she won the women's world title?
14.
I
14?
think she's close.
So
14.
I'm gonna say yes
Yeah,
and debut at 15 and win the Rumble.
She's getting to WrestleMania one way or another. You know what I mean?
We're getting to Mania one way or another. You know what I mean? All right. Ringsiders, we have a new segment
Real
on the
quick
show.
follow up.
Go ahead.
Real quick follow up. Raw SmackDown for Charlotte.
SmackDown.
Tiffy.
I say
Wherever
I say
Andrade
Raw.
is.
They need her on Raw.
Wherever her husband is. She's
SmackDown.
following the man.
SmackDown. Tiffany.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Yeah. Damn.
we gotta do segment on the show, everybody. Just because Nate Ram has been getting bullied, so we have a new segment called
Racism bully.
What's happening? What's happening on X? What's happening on X is a new segment. We're gonna just go into the world of Nit Ram and see how people have been bullying him. IWC's been bullying him, and we gotta go through it because sometimes he be walling out and we have to tell him he's walling out, but this one time he's not walling out. So there was a collision episode on Saturday. Brian Keith was part of this. This kid chops Brian Keith. Brian Keith sells it. Right? Phenomenal. Great job, Brian Keith. You put this kid over. This kid is you do that. That's your job. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You do that. You do that. If there's nothing that Chano Hayes has been saying on this podcast is if you can't make children like you, you will not get over. And Brian Keith understood the mission. You know what I mean? So this guy, WWE, WWF junkie on X said,
Are we tagging him? Jesus Christ.
"Oh yeah, I don't care. It's not,
Tag is
Yeah, Matt X Goon.
I don't care." He says they don't sell Canadian destroyers, but when a 4-year-old chops you, you sell it like you got shot. Where the best wrestle? Nit Ram says, you 100% sell it. I don't care. You know what I mean? That kid got to do something freaking awesome. Then this guy, El Padrino, he said, and that's why AEW is one big joke of a company. Right. He says, I guarantee that kid doesn't remember this anymore. And just all these other things talking about he's going to go play
100%.
Roblox, stare at his eye. You know, you don't believe that. You know what I mean? Because if this person has a child, and I know he doesn't because by the way he's talking, you would want your child to do that. I want my son to do that if I take I want my son to do that if I take him to a wrestling event. You know what I mean? So Nit Ram.
I mean, personally, I've DM'd Zombie to see how much it would cost to let Grayson put him through a table, but we can't find a number.
You know what? For moments like that, I'll do it.
So
I'll do it for free. Next birthday.
So
make sure you have the foam underneath the.
So Nit Ram.
Yeah, I got you.
Nit Ram, what's going on, man? Why did this trigger you so much? Why were you so sad that these trolls, these IWC trolls, these WWE marks, these guys who just want to see AEW die? Why'd you let them get under your skin?
Because you know what it is, man. It's as a father. If I paid good money for me and my son to sit front row, and my son could barely see over the barricade, and I had to pick him up to watch a match, and wrestlers brought a wrestler for my kid to hit, and that guy would have looked my kid in the eye and be like, "You hit like a bitch," I would have been so devastated. No, like you saw that. I saw this kid's reaction.
Jumped in the ring.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw this kid's reaction, and I was like, "That's freaking awesome."
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I got upset. So I was like, "Yes, you sell that chop. Like if you just got shot, because that kid is gonna go to school and be like, oh yeah, I chopped Brian Keith. And even if people don't know who Brian Keith is, he has a video showing that he did. He smacked Brian Keith so hard he fell to the floor. You know what I mean? And that's something. This kid could grow up and become a wrestler. And in 18 years, we see a video package where he goes, yeah, I remember my first time of actually doing a wrestling move is I chopped Brian Keith. And we're going to be like, holy crap. It is a Dominic Mysterio moment. You know what I mean? It's a Nicholas moment for WrestleMania when he won the tag titles with Braun Strowman. These are moments that these people will never forget. And whether you like it or not, wrestling is for children. You know, I mean, we're for adults here, but Zombie, you're a professional wrestler, right?
Yes.
When you go out there and you see the kids in the front row and they're screaming Zombie King, you don't care if the 42-year-old hillbilly guy in the back's like, I don't like that, man. You just care about what these kids are saying.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chano, as a father, if you paid good money to go to this show and Grayson got to chop somebody, you're going to be mad upset. You're going to be talking on the pod like, yeah, my kid beat up Brian Keith. So it bothers me that people hate AEW so much that they can't understand that a child's happiness is beyond storyline. It's beyond, you know, match quality. And I just think it's such a toxic behavior. And that's what's happening on X.
I also think these people never been chopped.
Somebody, before. I didn't get this part in there, but somebody said that the WWE's never done this. Like Braun Strowman didn't win tag team titles with an 8-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's,
They do
like,
it
come
all
on.
the time. They just don't do it on TV shows. Let me tell you, they're having fun on these
Oh,
house shows.
those house
All
shows,
right,
they're having a hell of a time. They're
Dom,
having a
and
hell
let
of a
me
time.
also tell you, a chop is a chop. And if you're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50,
Mhm.
all right. If they catch you around the nipple, let me tell you, that shit hurts.
Hey, listen,
Okay,
here's my
that
only
shit hurts.
issue.
It stings.
Here's my only issue with the child chopping Brian Keith, is that when that child gets angry at his parents, he be like, "Ooh, I'm about to hit him with this chop that
Boy's
knocked
gonna be
out
chopping out
Brian's teeth."
everyone.
He
Mhm.
like, "Yo, Pop, you better talk to me straight."
Yeah.
Nah, but
So
yeah, I mean, I done that spot. That spot happened to me. You know, I done the spot plenty of times, and one of my favorite moments in the match. I have maybe I'll send the founder of the video. He'll post it. I'm getting beat up. I get tossed out the ring, and a group of kids came legit pick my ass up, help me up to get back. But it was like so genuine, like it's one of the greatest moments of my career so far. Like
hell
hands
yeah.
down.
Hell
Just
yeah.
the fact that
That's
like
wholesome.
yes, exactly. So wholesome. Like these kids really felt like, yo, we helped
Mhm.
him out. We was a part of the match. And I always say, you know, if you don't have emotional contact in your match, you ain't doing it right.
Now, and
Facts.
I want to ask you because someone brought up a good point, and they're not on Twitter because they actually had a good point. Somebody said, would it have been worse to have the kid chop, the heel react in a heel way, and then the baby faces come in to defend the child?
It don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, either or you can do it like that. I mean, Triple H did it one time, and he did it on live TV back in the day, and he was like all up in the kid's face, like they were like I forgot the video, but he was in the kid's face. Ric Flair was holding him back, and this was a Raw way back, but like he made a moment for that kid, so it's like,
Mhm.
come on,
That's-
You know,
Stop hating. Let kids have fun at wrestling shows. Let's just make wrestling fun at the way it's supposed to be. Hugh says those men sound like gumps. Boom Broadcasting said people just hate fun. And you know what, that's
yes,
it's just true. You know what I mean? Like we're all like we all agree that that spot should always happen 100 times.
yeah,
Make memorable moments, and that's why people will tune in and come back to your show every week.
Make wrestling great again.
yes,
Facts.
I want to say I knew I
Facts.
was in the right when I saw that Chano was defending me on Twitter. I was like, oh snap,
shit.
Chano's backing me up here.
Hater gang.
I had to double check to make sure it was him. I was like, so who's backing me up on Twitter? Chano was like, I got you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but come on, like
Usually I'll let Martin get fired up on
there
Twitter.
it is.
I don't care. I'll let him get fired up on Twitter. Today I was like, I
But
don't know, man. It's a
yeah.
little kid.
But
Yeah,
that's the wrestling fans for you. That's the wrestling community,
let-
man.
let's move on.
It can be the great, but it can also be the worst.
Facts. Let's move on. Wesley, fellas, is this somebody that should be somebody who should just stay in NXT? He's gonna get lost in the main roster, right?
Yeah, stay where you are, homeboy.
There's
Not gonna
nothing
hold
wrong
you.
with being a Bayley.
I'm not gonna hold you. That was his best moment at NXT. He's like, look at Trick Willie from the penthouse to the
Right.
outhouse. Boom! I was like, oh my god!
Bro,
It was
But is it-
clean.
when I seen that, I was gonna put Nit Ram's face on Wesley.
Smack her straight off.
But I'm not gonna hold you though. I got some concerns. Does Trick Williams just walk out in the streets of wherever he is with
Shirtless.
no shirt, shirtless, no
Of
shirt?
course, bro. He never wears a shirt.
He used to wear the Hawaiian shirts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My man just
I-
never cold.
Yeah, I think Wesley because it's hard because he's so good, so comedic, so funny, and you can tell he has that comedy side in him.
Mhm.
And I think he needs to lean into that a little more. But I think his time as a serious competitor is kind of gone right now, and you're gonna need to do something so you don't lose your contract. I don't know. You
That's
just need
true.
to do something. But I
Right.
think taking him as like a guy that's going up for the NXT title ain't gonna happen. Not with homeboy holding that title.
I'm not gonna hold you though. As an official hater like he was, I want to see that. I just want to see him hate an OD and just get it smacked up.
That would be a bad gimmick. He just hates on
That's-
everyone.
From
That's
the
true.
Gets shitted on
penthouse
at the end.
That's
to
true.
the outhouse.
Ricky
Boom!
Ricky Starks was told that he wasn't getting released. If you guys are a
Release that
promotion, okay. Zombie King says free him. Chano, Nate Ram.
Listen, my man's TK is rolling in dough. The fact that he can have somebody on contract, stay home, and still pay them. Listen, the man's loaded. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Fair
but also, that's also a scum
He's-
move,
he's
man.
also-
Because Rick, good.
I was gonna say he's also doing indie dates.
Now
So,
he's-
I mean,
Yeah.
he just
besides
recently
the
started.
GCW stuff,
He just
Well, I
recently
mean-
started.
but it's because nobody was booking him. I hate to say it, but it's been clear as day that his indie dates have not been denied. He just hadn't had opportunities to get booked. He started reaching out to independents. It was never off the table, and he made that clear.
Well, probably didn't people really know. I mean, once you're in that company, man, like up there, it's like, do I even bother trying to reach out to this person? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do I even? I'm probably not gonna. Why?
His
I
price
know
is
he's not
probably
gonna book.
high, but
Yeah, exactly.
True.
But I think they should release him. I think Tony Khan's being a little spiteful. Yeah, come on. If you don't think Ricky Stark is a perfect fit for NXT right now,
that's
you're
why you
out of your
don't.
mind.
and that's why you don't. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
It's
he's
like-
been it's spiteful, man.
at
You're
the
being
end of the day,
spiteful. You ain't doing nothing with him.
it's-
Release him.
It's
you
kind of
signed
like
a contract. Fulfill your contract. You can do whatever you want.
I don't. But
Mhm.
again, what to the question at the beginning of the show? I don't want to sit around. I don't want to collect a paycheck. I don't want to be catering. I don't want to do that. I want to fucking go out there and kill.
I
And
get
me
that.
sitting down is not going to do nothing but make me fucking pissed off that
get
I'm
that,
not being
but-
used.
But as your boss, I don't want to see you at the competitor show saying that you want to be there. I don't
Then
want to
use
see
me.
you taking down my promotion. I don't want to see it. So
Then
what I'm
use
going
me.
to have you
But for
do
what?
is fulfill your contract that you signed. I didn't make you sign a contract. I didn't make you sign 2-3 years. All right. If you signed a 4-year contract,
I understand. A
and I
contract,
usually-
a contract.
and I used you for 2 years, and now we have issues, and I'm saying, yo, you just got to sit out these 2 years. You can do these indie dates, but you're not going to WWE.
That's
Guess
wrong.
what? It's
That's
not
wrong.
wrong. It's business.
It's wrong.
It's business.
It's business, but
It's-
it's wrong. It's not. It's wrong
in-
business. You
in-
can
in-
still do business and have wrong.
in
Okay,
other
like, come
terms,
on.
in other terms, right? Ricky Starks, Ray Phoenix, and we're gonna talk about her later on in the show too.
Malachi
Dr. DMD. Well, he's gone. And in another reference, you could say they were franchise tagged until further notice.
I will say this, right? I feel like Martin, I feel like you feel this strongly about it because you're a big AEW guy, right? I feel like you're I understand the contract aspect of it, but also think about it like this: like you're leaving your talent around you is looking at how you're handling these situations. You know what I mean? It was like same thing. He hit a Pence on Ray Phoenix. He tried to extend it and said, "Nah, man, we're out." As soon as he said that, it was like, you know what? I'm adding time on it to be petty and spiteful. I understand
No,
listen,
be
Ray
honest-
Phoenix
to be
did it
honest,
to himself, though.
Ray Phoenix did it to himself.
Conan blew their cover.
no,
That's a
one-
whole
no.
different situation.
Yeah,
No,
but
listen,
I mean,
We're not gonna
that's
talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. We're talking
Yeah,
about Ricky Starks. We're talking about Ricky Starks. Stay on Ricky Starks.
I'm saying like that situation is like only with Ricky is like your talent is looking at you though. You know what I mean? Like you're not being released. You don't have anything on the pipeline. You just kind of there. So what if you fall out of favor with TK? You know what I mean? Do you have to sit out the last 3 years of your
Then
of
you
your
work indie
contract in the
dates. Then you
spring?
work indie dates. Dan Housen has been working indie dates nonstop. Why? Because he's constantly being booked. He hasn't been on AEW in Marcus how long? Almost a year.
Well, that's his
It was a
choice.
couple-
That was his choice.
I understand. But what I'm saying is no one's stopping these guys from working. You just can't work for WWE. That's the thing. Ricky Starks did get pulled from GCW due to Effie's efforts. Now that I agree, like Tony should have had no say in that. That I do get. But at the end of the day, it's no different. WWE has been doing this as a business practice. People keep talking about AEW is going to fail. So why wouldn't they copy a successful business like WWE? It's the same practice.
Triple H is not doing that.
Okay, everyone
Triple
keeps
H
saying
is
that.
not holding
Triple H
people
has
to
been
their
in charge for
contract.
less than 2 years. Triple
And
H
he's already
hasn't
doing a better
he
job than
He
Tony
hasn't
Khan.
had the opportunities for these to come up because all these contract deals.
Mustafa
that
Ali
happened,
just got released. Mustafa Ali was not being used, nothing.
Wait, hold on, relax.
And he
contracts
went up.
expire though. Not
Nick
re-signing a
Ram-
He
contract
asked
is
for
hold
his
on.
release,
thing.
and Triple was like, "You got it, no problem. Go do what you want to do."
Hey! Shut up, bitches!
I haven't used that in a while, but Nick Ram went out for a couple of drinks and he's a little lit right now. He
He's
need
a
to calm
little
down.
He's at the
I think
top.
yeah, we you start talking about AEW and Nick Ram's like, hold on, this ain't happening. Okay, first of all,
not on my watch.
I think you're looking at it wrong. I think what people are trying to say is that Triple H doesn't, in a sense, hold you hostage, right? They're not. Triple H is holding you hostage. But what WWE does is, after you're done working with them, you can't work for 3 months, and I don't think that's fair. If you fulfill,
3 to 6 months.
if you did a fulfillment on your contract, right, and you did everything that this company asked you to do, you did your 3 years.
You're getting mixed up.
I think
getting-
the day
you're
that
getting
you're
mixed
done,
released, if you get released, you
The
have
release.
a non-compete clause. If
Yes.
you fulfill your contract, you can show
You
up
get
next
free.
day. You can
Yeah.
show up
No.
next day. Yes,
No,
you
no,
can.
it's yes, you can.
If
It
It happened.
next
It happened
if
with
you
Edge.
get your release, yeah. If you
It
ask for
happened
your
with
release
Edge.
and they were
If you
granted,
get
yeah, I think
fired,
so.
you have a
Okay.
non-compete clause.
It all
Yeah.
depends. It all depends.
it all
Really.
depends.
Yeah,
It's-
it really does all depends on the
saying?
we
wrestler.
gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Yeah.
We're done talking about Ricky Starks. We get what you're saying.
Really,
You got to
fun.
understand what they're saying, though. You know what I mean? They want to see a great talent wrestle, and they're not giving that chance
Watch
to see
House
this
of
great
Glory.
talent wrestle.
Watch House of Glory. He's on there.
On
my
what?
last thing on this. I'd rather see Ricky start than freaking Jack Perry.
I'd rather see Ricky Starks than PCO.
Well, let's
I
move on.
second
Let's
that. I second.
let's move on. We still got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right. Real quick. Also on Collision, AEW broke up the Acclaimed. Was this a good move, China?
Yeah, this way my cousin Tino stops trying to scissor me at shows, man. It's mad weird every time it's the Acclaimed. Just looks at me with fucking big ass eyes going like this. I'm like, leave me alone.
Zami, can you think this was a good move?
Good. Just bad how they did it. They could have done something more storyline, something. I feel like that was just very random.
It was a little random. They had like their little moments where you see Anthony Bowen's kind of getting frustrated with Max and everything, and then I guess he kind of had his moment at Saturday night and was just like, you know what, I'm done. Flipped him off and everything.
Yeah, but yeah.
Nate Ram, we know you didn't like this move. You voiced it.
Hot garbage. No,
Hot
but
garbage
like,
on the split up or the way they did it.
splitting it up, and this is my reason why. Okay, it's hot garbage because you have a very bad tag division, and the only tag team that generally gets over is the Acclaimed. They're the number one merch sellers for your tag team. They're the reason why people go. People like Max Caster's raps, and then you split them up. Now, I hate to say it, can we name 5 other tag teams that are even close to the Acclaimed's level? We can't.
Private Party's pretty good. They were pretty popular.
Private Party just got squashed, and that's the right choice because they had a boring ass title run. They were never it. The Young Bucks, the Hurt Business.
Is that Private Party or is that TK's booking?
Private Party never got people behind them. If you can't get people behind you, why would you stay champion? They didn't.
What if it's bad booking?
Look,
you gave me this reasoning. You gave me that exact reasoning when I was talking about Gunther's shitty ass title reign last week, and you was like, "It's bad booking." How come it's not the other way around when it's AEW?
Because Private Party has had opportunities to get people to care. We didn't even care when they won the titles.
Now people was mad happy when Private Party won the straps.
I was happy when they won the titles.
A lot of people were happy when they won the straps. Gunther's had months since SummerSlam to get people over for this world title run, and it has been hot ass. And you sat there and you told me it was because of bad booking. And now Private Party is they can't get people behind them. This is just a clear AEW biasness.
No,
right now.
I think they have people behind them, just not as much as they wanted.
Even if it's bad booking, people are behind the Hurt Syndicate. We can't deny that. People are behind it. They have a banger theme. People are cheering for them.
You know why?
No one's cheering for Private Party.
You know why?
You know what? You said something really wild in your first statement. and you said people like Max Caster rap. You're the only person I know that actually fucks with his raps.
That ain't true, because if you look at his YouTube numbers, people watch Max Caster raps.
It's part of your playlist, isn't it?
It is part of his playlist. He has all the songs downloaded.
I'm just saying.
He's in the car like.
Every time he gets in the car, he'd be like, "Yo, listen."
People like the controversial stuff the Acclaim was doing, the scissoring. Marcus, you have a literal legit scissor foam finger behind you.
That was $5, bro.
It don't matter. It's
I'm all for a bargain.
Yeah,
it's
man. You need stuff in the background.
I'm going
No,
to.
but yeah,
splitting the Acclaim to get two solo wrestlers who aren't gonna be anything more than lower mid card guys was a bad choice.
I don't know. Who says they're who says
Bowens? I think if they do it correctly, but he does have. I feel like when it comes to connection with the crowd, he has a better connection, emotional connection with the crowd than
You're putting him over Okada.
Why not?
Put him over Okada. Why not? Okada to me, ever since he joined AEW, has been
why is
nothing
Okada
but
the
another
first
guy.
name?
I'm thinking of mid card champions.
I'll say it. I think Okada right now is nothing but another guy.
Why was Okada the first choice? I'll put him over Powerhouse Hobbs. I'll put him over
Anthony Bowens. You know what? I think Anthony Bowens is the perfect guy to take the title off
Okada.
Okada.
Mid card champions in AEW. I'm not.
But if you build them up,
Any of those guys.
I would put Anthony Bowens over Okada. I'm sorry, Okada. Ever since he joined AEW, he lost that. He lost it. He lost that aura.
Watch the last 2 weeks. You're missing out.
I'm not gonna hold you, Nitram. You are on 1,000.
I don't know.
You are wilding right now.
Brendan the guy guys in the chat. He says, "Zombie King, welcome back." He said, "Damn, I came in at the right time. It's spicy." He said,
"It's been spicy."
He said, "It's been spicy."
You know, I bring that spice.
Nitram, I don't know. Zombie King came back, and Nitram said, "Well, I got to go out for 17 drinks so I can come back."
That's it.
I was celebrating. I wore the shirt and everything.
But
look at that. Ooh.
He also says, you know, like, why are you angry that they broke up? Because they'll both be in a new tag team soon. He says no one in AEW can be by themselves. And then he says, Nitram, Chano has a point. And then he also says Zombie King is so true.
Okay, but
I agree. You split them up. You see what they could do, because you signed both of these guys on Dark. You put them as a tag team. See, they could work together. They made it work. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they could do. I think Anthony Bowens is taking his talents onto the Hurt Syndicate, and who knows what Max Caster's do. He's going to float around till somebody finally likes him, and nobody's going to like him. And the only person that's going to accept him, and mark my words right now, is MJF, and that's who he's going to be following. The guy that he's been loving since his start of AEW.
But that's the thing. Anthony Bowens doesn't go to the Hurt Syndicate because Anthony Bowens is still riding the coattails of Daddy Ass. If anything, Daddy Ass should have been the guy who got kicked out of the group. If anything, Daddy Ash should have been the guy who got kicked out of the Acclaim.
He's 10 times bigger than these motherfuckers.
Let's
He's
move on.
50 years old. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Still fucking.
Let's move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
In better shape than half these freaking guys.
We might have to just stop talking about AEW before Nitram starts getting.
Yeah, everything.
Bro, 1,000%. My man's is wilding right now.
He's like me when you say Rey Mysterio sucks,
bro. I'm not gonna say any names. We're not gonna name drop anybody. But he said he heard a podcast, earlier today. It just pissed him off. It was like 8:30 in the morning. This guy was already cussing.
He was ready for this.
He was. I'm not gonna hold you. That's probably my favorite episodes when I hosted. Like, I had a question of the week. And why does Rey Mysterio suck?
Let's move on. Let's move on. We're gonna start going over time. Fellas, Britt Baker. Better or worse without DMD on the AEW roster? Is the AEW's women's roster better or worse without Britt Baker, Zombie King?
She's good, but I don't think it makes a difference if she's there or not. Because she was there, wasn't there for a long period of time. Now I forgot she was actually with the company at one point. So don't make a difference.
Chano Hayes?
She probably helps with the dental plan, you know what I mean? Because she's a dentist, so she probably does all the in-house dental work, which is probably amazing. You know what I mean? Who has that kind of luxury? Honestly, Sis hasn't shown me anything to really care about, so I really don't care if she stays or goes, to be honest with you.
Okay, Nitram.
I think I think it's worse in the aspect that you're losing an original name. I think it's better in the aspect that she clearly has lost everything that made her her. Like, she didn't get a pop in Pittsburgh, and they call her Britsburg, so that's pretty bad. If you come out with the Steelers flag in Pittsburgh and they ain't cheering you, it's pretty bad. So,
She said they don't
That's a good point.
care.
but I do think it's worse than the fact that you're losing a homegrown name. DMD solidified what the women's
Homegrown.
roster was the first 2 years.
I agree.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not.
She's
Gonna hold you.
homegrown?
We went to Forbidden Door, right? We went to Forbidden Door, and when she came out,
I don't
after,
think
she
she's
said,
homegrown. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not
I don't
arguing
think
with
she
you,
wrestled for the
pancakes.
E or anything.
She had one NXT squash match as a local talent.
Hey,
against
I see it.
Margarita.
I see it. Ex-WWE star.
So, all right. So basically, what I'm saying is, we went to Forbidden Door, right? Went to Forbidden Door, and she got the crazy ass pop when she came out. Everybody, Marcos was screaming at me. He threw the popcorn up and down. There was a mess everywhere. He's like, "It's DMD.
I
It's
saw it.
DMD."
I was hyped.
Yo,
I was hyped.
Zombie, you saw that, right? He was jumping. The
Saw it.
popcorn went
I saw that.
everywhere. I was like, "Who?" And then
But
she just haven't.
yeah,
haven't
I
given nobody a reason to
agree.
care.
But I think
Listen.
with certain wrestlers and their personal life meshing with their
Mhm.
wrestling life, and it kind of
Mhm.
kills certain auras and
Mhm.
things with that. So that's why I kind of say AEW is kind of like a reality TV Jerry Springer type ish, because sometimes they bring in too much reality where it kills the aura of these wrestlers.
That's true. Here's my thing. I was a huge fan of Britt Baker. I really was. There's when you could be injured and be champion and fucking have a phenomenal run at it. Penta did it with a broken back. She did it with a broken nose. Was sitting on a wheelchair and just couldn't. All she had was a broken nose, or was it a broken arm? I forgot what it was. I think it was a broken nose.
broken something.
It was a broken nose. Yeah, she had the
in a
mask.
wheelchair.
She sat in the wheelchair. It was and it was
Yeah.
phenomenal work. She killed it. And then she went away for a little bit. She tried to come back. I was hyped when she came back, and then it just died. Man, you just started seeing the bullshit, I guess. You know what I mean? And it was just like And then Chano, I was trying to tell Chano, like, you're trying to watch her wrestle. And that day I told her to watch her wrestle, I watched that match, and Chano was like, "So what was I supposed to see?" And I said, "Fuck, he's right." I said, "Damn it!"
Of all times,
they try to
I told him to watch the match.
Bro, they try to convince me, like, "Nah, bro, she's solid. You gotta watch this all-in match. It's gonna be amazing. She's her." I was like, I'm watching all-in anyway. I might as well watch the match, right?
Yeah, and it was man,
Garbaggio. It was hot
Garbaggio.
garbage.
It was Garbaggio.
Match.
She's definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but she was a was.
Mhm.
She was. You know what I mean?
No.
She was.
Let's move on. Let's move on to our move the needle this week. And when we do a move the needle, we have our friends over there at SeatGeek. So 4 sides of the ring, OTR. Use our code. But let's go ahead and take a small break.
Back.
Top.
There's
whole
no
point of the
setback.
tournament.
Put gold
It's-
on him because he needs it. He needs it. He will shine and he will prove you wrong. I promise you, if he
That's
gets
it.
that North American title in 3 months' time, you're gonna be like, dude, Obi Fema is the dude.
3 months. Let's do it. First of the month. 3 months time.
Stand and deliver.
I better
Let's
see
do
a
stand and
title on
deliver.
this boy.
Stand and deliver. Let's do stand and deliver.
All right, stand
All right,
and
but-
deliver. Uma,
Yo,
what?
Obafemi, superstar.
Mr. Zombie King, it's been more than 90 days, Mr. Zombie King. It's actually been 216 days.
Yeah.
So
Did
the
he win
question
that title at stand and deliver?
He did.
Before then.
Before then.
Was it?
Before then.
Yeah.
Before then, my question to you, sir, is: does Oba Femi move the needle? It's been a year and a half since that conversation that we had.
Yes.
Do you think Oba Femi moves the needle?
Yes. Yeah. I didn't deny it when he first came in. My problem was, again, go back and listen so you know. But my problem was I didn't want him to be pushed too fast because he didn't have that wrestling background. He proved me wrong. I love his promos more than his matches. There's something where he cuts, I don't know if it's the accent, I don't know what it is, but when he cuts a promo, I feel like the guy from Black Panther with the gorilla guy. Who? I'm in the who? Whatever he said, who? I'm part of the clan. But no, yeah, he definitely does it. And I think he should be the one to have the longest title reign for NXT. But it just makes sense for him. The
Oh,
ruler.
100%.
The ruler. What? His promos are good. Matches are good. But when it comes to promos, he's probably one of the best right now in NXT cutting promos.
Chano Hayes, how you feeling about Obafemi? Does he move the needle for you?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying I feel like he's from the Black Panther tribe. I feel like that's a little problematic.
I'm telling you, bro. He looks like he can be the stunt double for that guy. He looks just like him.
Nah, but honestly, yeah, honestly, I agree with it. And I feel like he should be the longest reigning NXT champion because when he does go to the main roster, he should get a crazy ass push immediately.
Mm-hmm.
He has the size, he has the look, he can cut a promo. Obafemi is great, man.
Him versus Fatu, Jacob.
Even Fatu,
Yeah.
like Gunther, you know what I mean? He's a big dude.
Name
Braun
Ram?
Strowman.
Penta, Penta still wrestling?
It's beautiful to have an NXT champion that I'm actually behind in a sense.
Jesus
But
Christ.
that being said, I said it once, I'll say it again. He is the next Gunther. They love to bring up the fact that for 80% of Gunther's career, he has been a champion. This guy's going to have the same statistic. I think, like Chano said, when he goes to main roster, immediately U.S. champion, immediately Intercontinental champion, something in that aspect. And maybe in 3-4 years, Chano says they put the world title on him too quick and the booking is bad. And I'll have to defend it then. But for now, yes.
Gunther's
man was
booking
the
has
leader.
been terrible. He sucks.
Obafemi does move the needle for me too. I think that since day one, since I laid my eyes on him, I said that dude is a champion. Everything about him speaks champion, right? I agree with you guys. I think when he goes to the main roster, instantly, maybe even over a Braun Breaker, you know what I mean? Like Braun Breaker always feels like he's the top dog. No one's better than him, right? You throw Obafemi at him, let them go one-on-one, and just let Obafemi
Honestly,
handle business.
you might think I'm crazy, but him and Sheamus, I think him and Sheamus can really
him and Sheamus probably turn
work.
out for
Sheamus
wrestling.
only has
I always
bangers.
think that Sheamus is one of the almost underrated wrestlers.
Yes.
But Sheamus is one of those guys that he forced you to bring out the best of you. Like he's gonna, he ain't gonna hurt you, but he gonna make sure you're in the ring with him. And I don't know if anyone tested Oba like that yet. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Don't tell him that. Don't tell Sheamus that. All right, and see what happens. He's still there, man. He's still
gonna
fucking heavy hitter.
He's gonna
For any-
assault me.
For anybody,
He would. He's Irish, bro. Enough
For
Guinness
anybody-
in him. You don't
for
give a
anybody
fuck.
who's just listening to the audio, Chana just showed a picture of Sheamus' age. He's 46 years old. We're gonna move on, fellas. Malachi Black seems like he's done in AEW. Had made that known publicly on AEW with a video package, not a segment. Will the Hellhounds be successful without Malachi Black? Nate Ram.
Yeah, 100%. They were successful with him. And he was never there. I was cheering for Brody King. Don't remember Malachi being part of these matches. Was cheering for Buddy Matthews. Don't remember Malachi being part of those matches. Was cheering for Julia Hart when she became TBS champion. Don't remember Malachi being in those matches. Besides him being the leader, and like I knew he was in the faction and he did the promo part. As far as the wrestling part goes, it was always been those three. So yeah, I think 100% they're going to be perfectly fine without him. Brody did an awesome promo video where he put on a ski mask, and I was like, "Yo, this is interesting. Where'd he get the ski mask from?" Yeah,
They always have that.
the Hellhounds, they're gonna be perfectly fine, bro.
Zombie King, how you feeling about the Hellhounds? Do you think they'll be successful without Malachi Black?
100%. They're all solid workers. They all can go in there with anyone and kill it. And with the Hurt Signature running those tag titles, who's a better matchup for them than the Hellhounds? There's no better. Come on. That's easy written. That's easy money. That's easy. You don't need to write a story. It's already there.
Chano Hayes.
First off, the only people who should be taking the titles off the Hurt Syndicate, besides AARP and the retirement centers, should be the Outrunners. You know what I mean? They've been wrestling since what, WCW and NWA. They should do it. Those are the real old geezers.
Fair
Nah,
enough.
but for the
All right.
Hellhounds specifically, they'll be fine. Buddy's a dog. Brody King's a dog. Julia Hart's 23 dog. You know
No.
what I mean? So Hellhounds is actually pretty fitting because they're all dogs.
Yeah, I think
Oh, yeah.
that's one of the rare groups where no one got overshadowed. Everyone became their own person where when the group did ended,
I would
everyone
say
was okay.
I would say Buddy got overshadowed a bit because they always little brother, like they always little broed Buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Buddy
I
was
think
Buddy was
Mm.
always the first one in the match. Great
Yeah.
match, just losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we went to Full Gear in Newark and Buddy was in that match, people were going crazy for Buddy Matthews.
I think
Is
he's the
during his
better worker
network.
out of all three of them. Even on my honest
Bro,
opinion.
he's filthy. Have you seen him in
Him and
person?
Brody are like right there for me. Brody's
Right
great
there,
worker.
but I think when it comes to like sell the whole package, but Broly don't really sell that much. His selling's very unique.
Could Buddy talk?
And I think that Buddy's selling just brings him over Broly, just that. You know what I mean? Not by
Mhm.
much, just here.
But can Buddy talk though?
Buddy's promo game is it's hit or miss.
So,
It's hit or
okay,
miss.
To
so-
answer
so
your
Brody-
question, Chano, I thought he had great promos when he was in 205.
So Brody might be the better wrestler. You know what I mean? But that shouldn't be the issue now because there's no third male member. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
now they should be equals. Honestly, I don't care what happens. I just want to see more Buddy Matthews single matches. That's a
100%.
dog. Filthy.
Brendan the guy says he doesn't want to see no more factions. He said when one faction breaks up, they just make another faction with the same people.
True.
They retool and reorganize.
Gotta recycle. Let's continue on, fellas. We were talking about tag teams, right? Well, we got some new tag teams. Shauna wasn't so happy about it, but we have the Hurt Syndicate,
They
the
hurt
new
people.
World Tag Team Champions. They hurt people. Congratulations to MVP Shelton Benjamin and first time ever tag team champion Bobby Lashley. 20 years, never been a tag team guy or a tag team champion. Is kind of crazy to say,
Really?
but
It's
yeah, 20
crazy
years.
to think about.
it's crazy
Yeah.
to think about, but he's a solo guy. He's a monster. He was built the way he needed to be built in the 20 years that he was wrestling. Tag team just wasn't. He just didn't think about Bobby Lashley in the tag team. So
Did Bobby? Look at Bobby. Do you really need a tag team partner?
Okay, so we
Guy's
make
a
that
monster.
statement, but like people his size are tag team guys. Batista's a 4-time tag team champion. Great
yeah, but
Khali was
Batista
tag
wasn't a
team champion.
faction,
Like,
so it
there's
makes
multiple tag
sense.
team
Well,
champions.
Batista was
Batista
also
Wasn't a
cradled.
faction. Yeah, he was in
He
a
was
faction, so it made
cradled,
sense that he was
you
a
know
tag
what I
team
mean?
champion.
I don't want to say cradled, but he wasn't cradled. I mean, he was mentored.
All right,
A better word. He was
Bobby-
mentored. Yeah.
Bobby was a
Bobby-
Bobby was a solo guy until the Hurt
I-
Syndicate happened in his career.
I understand. I'm just saying the man wrestled for a long time. He did ECW, which didn't have tag titles, makes sense. But he was on Raw. He was on SmackDown. He's been in WWE. He was in TNA and held every single title they had, except apparently the tag titles. Which is why it blows my mind.
Why? When he was in a
The
faction
man-
with the Street Profits,
because-
he had a tag team already. Why did he
It
have to
don't-
go chase
it
tag
just-
team titles?
It just seems
Yeah.
weird that the man never had friend. He never had
Because
a friend.
he's a solo guy. Look how scary he
He
looks. He's got a
is,
peanut
bro.
head, dude. I'd be
Yeah.
scared of him too.
No
My man's-
eyebrows.
My man's got a 6-pack sitting on top of an 8-pack. And he's 45 years old.
50.
50 years old.
He's 50.
I think he's like 49.
He's 49. He's 49. He's 49.
I feel like Chance is like knows all the ages of all the. They just
No,
keep
no,
a
no.
track.
No. You know what I
Hey,
do?
oh, you got 2 more years before you're out of here, buddy.
When
But,
the company posts those happy birthday tees, trying to be like, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. What I
Yeah.
do is I look at wrestlers that I've seen wrestling for way too long, or if I see the gray hairs, and I go, how old are they? Or
Yeah.
if I physically see they miss a step, I'm like, they wasn't
Yeah,
doing
but
that
I
3
mean,
years ago.
Shelton Benjamin.
Let's
He
move
never
on.
missed a
Shelton
step.
changed his moveset. Shelton
He's
needs
a
to
smart
be
man, bro. He's one of
he-
the best.
no.
Another underrated.
Yes, no. Shelton did it beautifully. You know what I mean? He realized he wasn't athletic anymore, so
Mhm.
he changed his moveset, and that's actually smart. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm
He's got this
trying-
he's got this super strong style moveset. It's awesome.
Because now you have guys like Chris Jericho still trying to do moves off the ropes. You know what I mean?
Everybody sells that super stomp kick that he does. Everyone sells it so perfect.
Mhm.
And everyone just
You
sells
know-
it so perfect.
He has that. Oh, he has that old man strength, that AARP strength.
let's move on. Let's talk about Swerve. Let's talk about Swerve Strickland. Do you guys feel like this Swerve Strickland and Ricochet rivalry is building up? Is this something that you guys are liking? Is it gonna end the way we think it's all gonna end, and Ricochet might get put over? Zombie King, go ahead.
I think this is a handout for Ricochet. I think this is like, bro, we need to do something with you, and hopefully you filming with Swerve can give you something. because he's a great wrestler, great abilities and stuff like that. But don't put a mic in his hand. Don't run a story with him.
So
It's just he. I don't know if he just gets nervous or he just don't know how to communicate.
So I agree with you. I'm 100% agree with Ricochet is a bad promo. I've said that for a long time. But for this character, this nerdy serial killer, his promo style actually works so well. Like when he's holding scissors, he's like, "I'll gut you like a fish," and let him know the rent is due. I watched enough shitty horror movies to know that's exactly what a nerdy killer would say and do. And like he's been pushed to this limit where he doesn't want to be this character, but he can only be this character. I think his character work right now is fabulous. I think because he's a bad promo, this promo skills actually work for what he's doing. And I'm not gonna lie, the aha has gotten over with me. I like doing it now. I go to Brendan's room in the middle while he's asleep and be like, aha!
I'll kill you.
Okay, Chana Hayes, how you feeling? Chana Hayes, how you feeling about Swerve Strickland and
Ant-
Ricochet? I had to stop him after he said that.
I just want to say Ant was crazy. He didn't even hesitate. He's like, I'd kill you.
Don't interrupt my sleep, bro. Zombies don't sleep that often. When we do, we need that shit. All right.
That's crazy. My man didn't even hesitate to get that off. Nah, honestly, I feel like this is the first real test for Ricochet, right? Because everybody knew when he came in, he was in the beef with Will Ospreay, try to recreate that moment from God knows when, and God knows what promotion, and God knows what country. You know what I mean?
It was Japan.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter where it was, when, where. It doesn't matter. What are you doing now? So I just feel like is his first real test. You're giving somebody a former world champion, arguably pound for pound one of the better wrestlers in the world, top 5 in the world. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This is Ricochet's first real test. Can he go over and stay over? And not even in the match wise, just like personality wise. And I don't think Swerve should lose this match. He already put over old ass Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? You're gonna put over Ricochet, Trevor. His real name is.
Yeah.
I'll never see Ricochet as anything other than Trevor. I swear to God. But as soon as he said Trevor, I was like, that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay,
But real quick,
go ahead.
one more thing. I think Nitram hit the nail on the head there. I think this is the first character ever he played in his whole career. Because if you really think about it, if you really look at Ricochet throughout his whole career, he was just him with
Just
the
a
name
wrestler.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
Just
He was a luchador that didn't speak. He was Prince Puma.
I mean,
And that was his best gimmick ever.
That was Ricochet with a mask.
They knew not to give that man the mic.
They're like,
his mouth had his mask had no mouthpiece. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
Chavo Guerrero knew what's up. We got a PLE happening this Saturday, so you know what that means. We got to do some Margarita match predictions. I'm gonna update that. I'm gonna have Chana. We gotta get you say, "Can I see your ID?" Fellas, Saturday night main event. 4 matches and a fucking contract signing. I think is what happened. Maybe we'll get the contract signing Friday night. Who knows? But it looks like we're getting a contract signing with Shawn Michaels. Is this contract signing a Margarita match? Chana says yes. Chana says
damn right it is. What am I gonna do instead of watching? Actually, I might watch it. Kevin Owens has been shitting on Cody Rhodes hilariously. That T-shirt he had last week, the son of a Canadian.
Alexis.
Oh yeah.
That shit
it was crazy.
I mean,
my man has been when Kevin Owens is trolling, that's when he's the best. Do you think this will be the main event?
I hope not. Jesus Christ.
I hope not. Open the show with that. Get it going. Get it in. Get it out.
Can I? Is it just because it's San Antonio that Shawn Michaels has to be there? Like, where does he fit? This man runs NXT.
Yeah.
Where does he fit in here? Like,
who he's gonna stop? He ain't gonna stop nobody.
Why is it not Nick Aldis? He's the GM.
Who the hell cares about Nick Aldis except Nick Aldis and Nitram?
Who knows? We have Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Is this a Margarita match?
Yes. I don't care about these. I don't care about this old man.
No, Braun doesn't have
How dare
Braun
you.
doesn't have boring matches. I don't give a damn. He doesn't have boring matches. I know I was just crapping on him for not being booked, but he doesn't have boring matches.
Are we gonna see Sheamus become a?
I hope so.
No, you don't think so?
That's a
You think
mania
he's-
moment. That's a
No.
mania moment.
That's-
The only reason why I hope so is so I can start my Dom Intercontinental Champion agenda.
Facts. Well, Dom should be really going for the World Heavyweight title after Jay gets it.
I'll take what I can get, man.
Oh, we got
Trap.
we got Braun and Jacob Fatu Margarita match.
I'll watch that.
Oh, I'm watching that.
I'll watch.
I'm just more curious on how Jacob is gonna be doing solo for a little bit. Hopefully,
I'm ready for it. I'm hyped.
yeah.
hyped for
There's so many good matches
I
you can
just,
get with Jacob.
I just hope they don't do the spots where Jacob Fatu is scared of Braun Strowman. I just hope it's straight up.
No.
Nah, I'm going toe to toe with you.
No,
You know
he's
they-
going toe to toe.
but
I don't
they-
think. Yeah,
They tend to do that. Like even Bronson Reed had that little moment where it was
Mark-
kind of like,
mark my words.
toe to toe with this guy. You know what I mean?
Mark my words. Jacob Fatu is gonna eat the freight train.
oh yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Mark my words.
That'll be insane.
Does his little boogeyman dance? Hell yeah.
Yep. He is gonna eat the freight train, and Braun's gonna be shook.
Yeah, I think this is a start to a build up for Fatu. Like,
Mhm.
For
A
Jacob
nice-
versus Solo at Mania?
I'll take it. I'll
like
take it. Who knows?
That's a better
Yeah.
match.
We got Liv and Nia or Liv and I'm sorry, my bad.
Jesus Christ.
Rhea,
Might
you
as
see how
well be.
long? That's what I'm saying. It might as well be right. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, for the women's World Heavyweight Championship.
Margarita match.
No.
Okay,
And it's
Chana says a margarita match.
And it's only a margarita match for the simple reason Rhea just won the title back. She's not losing that strap for 2 years, just like Triple H intended. You know what I mean? I have zero desire to see any of these matches.
And then we got the main event with main event Jey Uso at the main event against the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Is this a margarita match? And is Jey finally going to become World Heavyweight Champion?
I'll have a margarita in my hand. So when Drew McIntyre interferes in the match and calls Jey
Start
Uso the
sipping
title,
right there. Then
once again, I'm already halfway done with the margarita. So the tears don't hit me as hard as they do.
no.
And this way, when Martin hits me with that text message, he's a tag team wrestler. I'm drunk
Jey
enough. I don't
Uso,
care enough to read it.
Jey Uso wins the world title here. I'll buy every single one of y'all yeet glasses.
You
Say
talking about
less.
the viewers too? Or just us?
Every single one of people on these panels. Not even Brandy. Brandy don't get one either.
He's about to jump on real quick.
My Klarna limit is so high.
Bet.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here first. Out of a 4-match and a contract signing, we have one match. We have 4 margaritas, 1 match that you can watch Jacob Fatu get crazy, and you might be doing his boogeyman dance after you have so many margaritas. But also remember, drink responsibly. And this is the first time I can actually say it. If you don't drink responsibly, you see this man right next to me. His name is Zombie King, and he will come chop you in the nipple,
And
give you a 1-winged angel,
nipple.
super kick you in the face,
That's it.
and then he might have a beer with you
Jesus
And he's
Christ.
gonna
Yeah.
say,
to teach you how to drink responsibly.
Yes.
Let's
So,
let's go.
small.
Let's go ahead.
Let's do a small wager real quick. Who goes through a table first, Cody or Kevin? You know someone's going through a table.
Cody's
We'll
going
do
through. He's
it.
the babyface.
A table? Nah, KO's going to a table to end the match, and then Cody's gonna go up and get that goddamn the belt.
Wing it in that winged eagle belt.
Cody
we-
goes
we-
to a table with Sammy.
I couldn't say I couldn't get out of it now. It's like the
Ooh.
wiggle.
Wiggle,
I
wiggle,
think
wiggle.
Nit Man might be
The
on something.
wiggle. The who? I was too busy antagonizing Marcus. What happened?
Cody Rhodes is gonna go through the table when Sami Zayn helps.
I wouldn't mind K. I wouldn't mind. Oh, I forgot that's a contract signing. I wouldn't
It's a
mind K
contract
winning
signing.
I wouldn't mind K winning the strap. I'm not gonna hold you.
I wouldn't mind it either. Let us switch hands. Let us switch hands and let Cody get it
Yeah.
back from him sometime. You know what I mean?
Never.
Let's
Keep him away from gold.
move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our main event question so we can get up out of here.
It looks like all the talking has been done. It's time for the main event.
Main event question, fellas, has been surrounding Kenny Omega, and everybody saying that he should go to the WWE just because why not? And be treated like a god. So my question to y'all, should Kenny Omega go to the WWE? Let's start with Chano Hayes.
I believe he should. Not right now, though. I feel like he should finish this run with AEW and finishing it as best as he could. But I feel like a WWE presentation behind Kenny Omega to do all the dream matches, he can't possibly do would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? Give us AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega. Actually, AJ might be retired by then, his old ass. Give us Drew McIntyre, Kenny Omega. Give us Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega. Give me Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Give us the biggest matches that you could possibly give us with Kenny Omega and treat him like the fucking superstar and the god that he is. It'd be great. He doesn't have to do it right now, but like in 3 years, before he really decides to hang it up and has like 2 years left, let's have Kenny Omega wrestle on all big 4 PLEs. It'd be great.
Okay, so 43 Kenny Omega. Chano Hayes said it here first. The one you could go to the WWE.
How old is he now?
I don't know how old he is.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know how he is right now. Summer King, how do you feel? Do you think Kenny Omega should go to the WWE?
Oh man, there's so many heavy hitters in the WWE.
He's 41,
and
so 45. He can
45.
go up to the
Got 4 more years.
45.
So many hitters. Yes, only because you're considered one of the highest calibers wrestler, and I think if you want to consider yourself the GOAT or the best, I honestly feel you need that WWE stamp.
Okay. NetRam?
He's
No.
about to blow a gasket.
I know.
I'm sorry. There's no bigger company than the E. I'm sorry. You can't
make
deny
without
it.
signing
We're
to
not talking about if you can make it. We talked about that last week.
No.
I'm asking you, do you think Kenny Omega should go to the WWE? Don't blow a gasket.
No, Kenny Omega should not go to WWE. You know why Kenny Omega should not go to WWE? Because he started a business. And if Kenny Omega was to say, you know what, I'm a bigger star outside of the own business that I started, then that shit's on everything. All right? We already let Cody
Rhodes
leave.
did.
Yeah, and Cody's
Cody
a piece
Rhodes
of
did
shit.
it.
I don't give a damn. I don't cheer that man.
He's the biggest
gave up.
babyface in the world.
He booked
Yeah,
himself
but-
into a corner and gave up because he couldn't win the world title. I'm sorry. Cody was a big crybaby about the whole situation.
Oh my god.
The Bucks and Kenny Omega should never step foot in WWE
I agree
unless
with
it's
the Bucks.
unless a partnership was to come about.
No way.
And it did. I'm saying unless there was a partnership that came about. But to just be like WWE superstar Kenny Omega, no, he shouldn't. Because then what you're saying, why can't he reach these levels in his own company? What you guys are trying to say, there's all these dream matches. That's fine. There's dream matches he still has in his own company.
Yeah, but you gotta consider what they're
Kenny's done
doing
it all
right.
except
Kenny
wrestle
right
Roman Reigns
now,
and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Kenny right now is a GOAT to wrestling fans. To people
Real
who
wrestling
knows
fans.
who he is.
Mhm.
To be a mega star like Penta is and how they're treating Penta right now. He has 1 point something million views. He wasn't getting out on AEW. And for Kenny Omega to reach those numbers, he has, if he wants to get the mega star that we think he is, not to the wrestling world, to the world, WWE is that spot.
Kenny
So
Omega's
give him
boosting
4
ratings for AEW.
matches. I'm not gonna
So-
hold you. I just think that you're so much of an AEW fan that you can't fathom the idea of Kenny Omega going to
Look,
WWE
there's-
for a couple of matches.
Oh, it's just there's a lot of people who I'm fine flopping with every company. But for the founder of a company to be like, oh, I
It's
gave
already
up on
happened.
this. Yes, and it looked like shit.
But it doesn't
What?
necessarily. It doesn't even matter like that. The
biggest
Young Bucks.
returns
The Young Bucks.
Yes, for
concept-
WWE,
here.
I agree. Cody
But
Rhodes is champ. I agree.
It's happened in the past too, you know what I mean? Like
Look
you
at
think,
Jeff Jarrett.
think Paul Heyman's a piece of shit because he gave up on ECW and sold it to Vince McMahon because he knew he was going to be successful with him?
Yes.
No, he's not a piece of
Whoa.
shit. He couldn't even pay those wrestlers. Those guys were risking their lives every day for Paul Heyman. He
I'm
couldn't
not
even
gonna-
pay
Yeah,
them.
and they
bro.
went
I'm not gonna hold
bankrupt
you.
and Vince bought it. It's two different situations.
And then all those
Alright.
wrestlers were good.
If
But I'm just saying. I'm just
of,
saying.
if AEW went out of business, and Kenny Omega had to go to WWE, that's a different story. But if AEW is breathing hard, no, Kenny should never step foot in a WWE ring.
Well, they ain't. I don't think they're breathing.
I think
So wait a minute.
Kenny
Can I get a
Omega.
point off?
Go
Can I
ahead.
get a point off?
Go
So
ahead.
the Young Bucks recently, right, like the last year, maybe a year and a half ago, their contract was expiring, right? And they were gonna go test the waters to the point where they hired an agent, a wrestling agent, who handles these kind of things. In AEW and Tony Khan, he backed up the Brinks truck to keep them, as he should. What if that agent would have heard a little birdie, WWE would match that contract and some, and they took the Brinks and they took all that bread, and they go wrestled for them? Will you feel different about them?
Yes, I would.
At the end of
Of
the
the
day, these
founders of the
wrestlers are
business, yes, I would.
these wrestlers are people at the end of the day who this money is their livelihood. You know what I mean? What is the max WWE contract? $5 million? If WWE used to be like, yo, I'll give you 12 mil, 6 and 6 for you and your brother, for both Bucks to pull up, you think they're gonna say, sorry, TK? They might just take the bread. And not for nothing, a WWE run wouldn't ruin Kenny Omega's legacy. It wouldn't even hurt AEW's legacy, because by the time Kenny Omega is good enough to retire or leave AEW, AEW should have built up stars to take their place. And that is my issue with all these old ass men coming to AEW winning gold. But that's a whole different conversation. Kenny Omega wouldn't ruin his legacy by coming to the WWE. If anything,
he wouldn't ruin his legacy.
Enhance. A WrestleMania moment for Kenny Omega would go crazy. You think he was crazy when he came off of Sephiroth at whatever Wrestle Kingdom that was? Imagine that shit in front of 80,000 people at a WrestleMania night 2.
I mean, but we have a perfect example right now. It's Penta.
Not even Penta, Cody.
Not even Cody, because Cody was a WWE guy that went back to the WWE, so he really had a foundation when he went back. Everyone knew who he was. He had a dad and everything. Penta came from Mexico, and not everyone knew who he is.
To be fair, Penta also wrestled at Lucha Underground, TNA, and then AEW.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that's where he started. Yeah, he wasn't a household name. He came a little bit with AEW, but look what they did with him within 2 days. I mean, not 2 days, but 2 shows. Look at the numbers he's pulling.
Smoke and mirrors.
Now, if you think Kenny Omega will pop up on a Raw, you think he's not pulling millions of views that he's not getting with AEW? That's those millions of views gonna make him Kenny Omega the greatest, not in the wrestling world, like I said before, but within the world.
Same argument is if Becky Lynch was to show up in AEW, it would do the same numbers.
Here's my thing with Kenny Omega right now. Do I think he should go to the WWE? Yes, because I feel like they would make him a bigger star than what he is right now, worldwide. Right?
Yes.
This man comes back, and your first instinct with him is to put him in a tag team match against a faction that you already went over, the Don Callis family. Why wasn't your first instinct? If this is the guy that you said your number one guy, you want to build him, you want him. His first instinct should be attacking Jon Moxley, because this is his company. He founded this, right? This is all him. Why is he not attacking that guy first? Why is he going back to the guy that we already seen this? We don't want to see it again, right? So I think that's what everybody is saying. I think that they're saying
that wish death upon him, the faction that literally wished death upon him. Yes, I'm gonna throw hands with them, bro.
I understand that,
and they brought up the world title this week. So I don't know what that's about.
But why is that not the main focus? Because that should be the main focus. Why is the world title hostage not the main focus?
When was the last time you saw the world title?
For somebody that's been away for so long, for somebody that's so great, you want to build this man, you want to put that man over, you want him to be the number one guy, you want to build him like Roman Reigns. His number one instant should have been, when I come back, Jon Moxley, your ass is mine.
100%. I think so.
Because this is not your company, this is my company.
Or at least fight Takeshita in a 1-on-1, or Kyle Fletcher in a 1v1. My man's just having a tag team match with Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also just beat Death.
I understand. Yeah, but
the Game match was a lot of smoke and mirrors. They took a lot of rests. We don't know this guy's real conditioning. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that he's out of shape or anything, but at the end of the day, Kenny Omega's still not the same Kenny
That's
Omega that we got.
And you don't think a
Yeah,
WWE,
but
and you
just
didn't
don't
think a
come back
WWE
until you're that Kenny Omega.
facts, and you don't think a WWE match style construct would suit him better for his health? You'd rather see himself kill himself in AEW?
For the company
he-
that he bled and
you have a
died for,
point.
yes.
No,
You out of your
come
mind.
on, bro. You're out
For
of
a
your
tag
mind, bro.
match?
Come on.
I ain't
man.
killing myself with a tag match, even though I'm
He
tagging
has
with my
to. He has
dad.
Will
But I ain't.
Ospreay.
I'm
He has
a
Will
tag
Ospreay
match?
to do all the shit.
I'm
For a
removing
tag
myself for this.
match?
I'm removing myself. My man wants him to kill himself over AEW. Bananas.
In a tag match.
That's
Talk about it.
that's a little wild, bro. Like I said,
So what I'm hearing
like I
is,
said,
what
Kenny
I'm
Omega,
hearing is-
Kenny Omega is
No,
such a big deal.
Hold on. What I'm hearing is right now, Marcus makes a podcast, right? Because this Marcus got us all together.
Oh my
Yes.
So what? No, what y'all
Founder.
saying is, if WrestleRound was
founder,
to be
yes.
like, "Yo, Marcus, drop your show and come here," and Marcus was like, "Yo, guys, you guys aren't it. So fuck everything I created." It's the same situation. Kenny Omega
I'm not
built AEW from the ground up.
I'm not gonna hold you. If Marcus told me, "Yo, I'm not gonna hold you," yo, Wrestling Realm hit me with a thing that's worth some bread, I'm gonna have to dip. I'm like, Marcus, I respect the Brady. Have fun,
Hell
ball
yeah.
out,
Make money,
And-
son.
and we'll see. And
That's-
once your contract is up, we see you on the other side.
That's
It's never,
that's
bro,
yeah.
it's never hard feelings.
No, that's
You-
that's
bro,
that's a
I-
little
I-
hard
quitting-
because
Quitting on
because
something that you
no,
created is shit. I don't
no,
care what
but
it says.
see that's
Okay,
a
but
little that's a little
also-
different. The podcast is a
Yeah.
little different because I could be on multiple podcasts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could be
Nah,
everywhere.
they
I
told
could-
you, bro. You got a non-compete clause.
I don't think
Are
our
you
guys
signing
at the
a
wrestling.
contract?
I don't think the guys at the wrestling realm would do that. Not only to me, I don't think they would do it to y'all. So that's a bad one. You got to come up with a better
No
one than
Eric
that.
Bischoff here. No Eric Bischoff. No, we're not doing that.
And if Marcus told me he getting paid, I'm be like, all right, Brady, have
Yeah.
fun.
But real quick, Nick Ram, what's more hindering? Leaving the company or being in the company not doing what you're supposed to do for that company?
Kenny Omega is literally the EVP of the company. He is
Then
doing
you
everything
should
he
be
does.
in the main picture, not in a tag
No.
match
It's the same thing.
against doing nothing because your main storyline is shit.
not
I'm
gonna hold
sorry.
you.
The storyline with John Moxley and his
saying-
whole freaking
what
crew,
I'm saying.
it's
You're-
boring as
You
fuck.
guys sound
You're
like
saying-
hypocrites because when the Young Bucks were tag team champions, you guys were like, "Oh, that means because they run the company and they're EVPs, so they have the tag team champions. They're doing this." We didn't like that. So Kenny goes and wins the world championship one more time, and with no story, with absolutely no story and no ground to build on, you guys are gonna shit on it. So what's the point?
He don't
What's the
need a
ground to-
story.
what's the-
His
what's the
story is the fact that
story?
he's supposedly
He
the
hasn't
greatest
won on
wrestler
that. He
to
hasn't
ever
wrestled-
freaking wrestle.
He hasn't.
That's
wrestled in
his
14
story.
He hasn't wrestled in 14 months. He has no wins
What
under his
is-
belt. Why would he get a world title shit?
Because he's
Because
Kenny Omega.
Because he's
In a
Because he's
business
Kenny
that
Omega.
ba- in a
Because he's
business
Kenny
that bases-
Omega.
in a business that bases off your win percentage and who you beat. Why
Because
would he
he's
get,
Kenny
he hasn't
Omega.
won a match
Bro.
yet.
Who's
Oh,
bigger
listen,
than
just hear
Kenny
me out.
Omega
Just
in
hear me out.
AEW?
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Listen, 3 years ago, someone could get hurt. And when she came back, instant title shot. Put the title on her. Her name was Charlotte Flair.
And if that's how they want to do it, then that's it.
Roman
There's no story
Roman
to
Reigns.
it.
Roman Reigns held the title for 5 years.
And
Okay,
he's about to get a title shot.
hold on.
And he's
Roman's been
working.
back, Roman's been back for a minute. Has he fought Cody? No,
He
he
wanted-
tagged Cody.
he
Has
wanted
he
his
gone back
spot
to
two
his
back.
lovely? Has he gone back
He
for
wanted
his
his-
lovely,
he wanted
his
his
lovely
thing back.
title? That ain't a title.
What are you talking
But
about?
it means more.
He's a tribal
first-
chief, whether he has that or not.
What are you talking about? The
Why
first thing he
is
told.
why is he not spearing Cody Rhodes through the table? No, I need
The
Cody
first
Rhodes'
thing,
belt.
the
But
first
Paul
thing he
Brady
told
said
Cody,
he
the
wants
first thing he
his
told
title
Cody
back.
Rhodes was, when I handled this, I'm coming back for what's mine. It was the first thing he told Cody Rhodes.
So Kenny
He has-
Omega can't handle his,
Bro,
and
he's
then
got
go for
family.
the title.
He's
Then
got
say
family
it.
business. He's got
Then
family
say it.
business. Kenny Omega's not related to Will Ospreay. He's not related to Don Callis and that fake ass family,
Don
dude.
Callis is his godfather in real life.
Okay, we're not talking in real life.
He wished death upon him. You just said they're not. There's no relations.
I'm not
If my
gonna.
godfather told me, bro, I hope you gonna die,
Proof-
and he tried to kill
Listen,
me, I
listen.
would
After
throw
this,
hands with him.
after this, if you could prove that AEW has said that Don Callis is Kenny Omega's godfather,
No, that's
I
a
will-
fact. That's
if
his godfather.
if you could
Kenny
prove that
Omega says it.
but if you could
That's
prove
the
that
whole story.
AEW has said it in the storyline, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't
Commentary
think
said
that's
it.
Scooby Doo is like, uh-oh.
Commentary
Oh.
said this week.
look, like I said. All right,
A
look.
whole bunch of art.
I don't know. The chat saying that you're walling, man. They're saying to stay off the jelly beans, bro.
Stay off the jelly.
Kenny
bean.
Omega should go to the WWE 100%. You know what I
when
mean?
I'm
Not to
irrational-
solidify. It's not to solidify his career, but it's kind of like the Zombie King said. As a professional wrestler, you really want that stamp. You want to say you were at the biggest stage of all time, and he deserves that. Kenny deserves that. You're shitting on Cody Rhodes because he put himself in a corner. I kind of agree with you there. He didn't quit. He didn't give up. Those guys didn't want to put him over either. Those so-called friends. So what did he do? He said, okay, let me think about my life and my career. What am I going to do here if I can't even go for the world title because my friends are trying to put me in the corner because I can't do nothing? Can I wait? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Right? Even if it was his decision, right? And they're telling him, if I said, yo, I want to do this podcast, I'm doing this, right? And you're like, oh yeah, that's your decision. As colleagues, I want you guys to be like, no, Marcus, that's a terrible decision. Let's work on something else, right? As y'all do. I might have an idea and y'all might be like, that's bad. Why didn't they tell Cody Rhodes that's a bad idea? Why didn't they help Cody Rhodes elevate themselves? You know why? Because they didn't need Cody Rhodes. Because Cody Rhodes is an entertainer. That's why he went back home. And what did they do as soon as they went back home? They pushed that man to the sky. Let him win the Rumble twice. Went to Mania, lost. Went back to Mania, main evented twice. And put the strap on him. You know what I mean? Let them do that to Kenny too. I'm not saying we don't got to see the greatness because we already saw the greatness, right? But the casual WWE fan should know who Kenny Omega is, and that's fair in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, I think so. I also think that right now this WWE knows how to make talent into megastars, and right now AEW is taking megastars and making them mid cards.
With that being said, we are way over time. Sorry, everybody. I hope if you're here listening and everything.
Yo, the
and you're
comments
thinking-
is crazy.
Um,
you and the guy are going nuts.
Zombie King, welcome back. Zombie King is
Welcome
back in the
back,
seat.
What an episode to come back
that's
to, boy.
that's why this is episode so long, because you're back. We had to hit the hot seat. So and all the hot topics. Welcome back. You already know what it is. Let's get our plugs so we can get up out of here.
Wait, before the plug, the Zombie King.
Oh yeah, we gotta ask it.
Where you wrestling this week, my boy?
Oh, not this week, but my first smack. Like I said, I also, who don't know, I was out for an injury since October. Had to get some forearm surgery. I've been rehabbing and stuff like that. So I've been back in the gym, back to working out, back in practice. So my first match back is gonna be March 8th for a fundraiser, East Chester, New York. I'm coming back in New York, y'all. I guess one of our opponents I've been wanting to wrestle for a long time, Azriel. It's definitely gonna make it or break it to come back, you know what I mean? So if you can show up, show out, because I am. Let's go.
Where can they find you, Mr. Zombie King?
Oh, you already know. You don't know, it's right there. My name's Zombie King, Instagram, Zombie King 91 to be exact. If you really want to follow me, I'm gonna post for everything, you know, my journey, getting back in the ring and all that. So it's gonna be nice.
And you can find me on MySpace, AIM, MSN email, BBM at Chano Hayes or Chanko CHANCKO _. You can find me on the 4 Sides of the Ring Twitter page for SIDESOTR. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe.
And of course, I'm the one that makes them say, oh, damn, I'm Net Ram, and you can catch me at NITRAM _4 SOTR. That's NITRAM _4 SOTR.
And you already know, I'm Marcus Hernandez. You can follow me at the Founder MH. But most importantly, man, follow us on all our social media platforms. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast on IG, 4 Sides OTR. Hit us up on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the button so you don't miss any of the stuff that we got going on, because it's always great on 4 Sides of the Ring. Other than that, enjoy SmackDown, enjoy Saturday Night Main Event, and always remember, if you are not enjoying wrestling, just not watching it right. We will catch you guys next week.
Yeah, my man was off the bead.
You definitely made people say, "Oh, damn, this."
They said, "Net Ram, put down the jelly beans."
Yeah.
Boy, we're going.